Haha. Hello. Alive. Oh my god. Dual casting. It's great. Oh my god. Oh my god. Whoop. We got feedback. Okay. Hello. What a day so far. It's been good. I hope you're all doing well. Living the life, you know, doing your thing. Alright. Let's have a chin wag on virtues. And everything else in between. I always start with Weber seeds. Because why not? Oh man. What? Okay, let's get rid of that. Cool. Oh man, I got no Weber seeds? Of course. Alright. God damn it. I want 3. Anyway, it's alright. Hello, Ms. Lady. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Ciao. We gotta go to Tubalcani. What has she got for me? She better have something for me. Where are we? Lilting Cordstone. Excellent.
Will be brittle beyond.
Melodious. Lovely.
Not a terrible court.
And we've got 24 Whispricks.
So we
Oh
begin.
god. We'll get there one day. I promise.
Forgive me.
Let's have a look at weaponry. Gathanin. I could temper you. Or I think this is the Moonsteel one that I've got. I'm pretty sure. Let's have a look. Dugalik. It is. Excellent. Let's just do that. Snakewise. What's going on? How dost thou go? Okay. Help me make a decision. Should I do a Gathanin upgrade? Or the Moonsteel Dugalik? It's one or the other.
Fairly made.
I could do Farrelwood though, but I don't really know about the Tempest on this one yet. Oh, actually, they're not too bad. But I'm thinking Melodious though. I need a fairly rare weapon for this. This one's a good one. The Lightwake, except it's not the Moonsteel variant, unfortunately.
Fairly made.
Actually, it just made me realize
Too soon.
I have got Ignemora and Mary's Bane.
Hello there.
Ms. Helix Rook, what is shaken? Hello, hello. I have my jar of replenishment. I'm also doing a multicast today. Basically. Which is nice. And I'm trying to figure out what weapons I want to upgrade. I could do the silly stuff. Which is... I don't really know if its Tempests are really that good. Yeah, they're not that great. Anyway. You gotta go to bed? What? Already? Ah, fair enough. Yeah, that's totally fun. All good. You can't help with your decision? Snakewise. Unfortunate. I was doing a no armor build yesterday, and that was working pretty well, in all honesty. In a very balanced build, so it's pretty good. 2 AM. That is understandable. So I'm going to do a full maxed spirit build. So I'm going to have no health at all, but predominantly a lot of just magical damage, essentially, but with no armor, which will be great. What's it, 9 and 20 minutes? That's unfortunate. Alright, we're gonna go up here.
Ancient roots from which you've grown, voicing seed, take us home.
We love Uminya. She's great. And so French. 2 AM. Oh my god, that's crazy. Well, I hope you enjoy your sleep. Hopefully. Alright, what do we got? Enter the Undercity. Maybe. Yes, we will do Hark the Collector. Absolutely. So we're going to go down to see Mr. Dimrod and see how he fares. Yeah, we can just run down there. Verminia, what does she consider a satisfactory nibble? Oh, yeah, I know. It's definitely out there, yeah. Out in the wild, what she's talking about. I mean, she's got a cheese wheel, so that kind of helps. She loves a nibble, apparently. Oh, look, there's Susan from finance. Yeah, we caught her. That took Susan quite a long time to Expelliarmus. I quite enjoy running a no armor build. It's quite nice. And look, this big chomp just turned into my best friend. And now I'm gonna die. Not really. There we go. Do you guys want to be friends? Apparently not. He just ejected himself out of this universe. Very nice. Alright, we got two chumps. We got two chumps running after us, so I'm going to ignore them just because we can. Am I going the right way? Kind of. Ish. I'm going coastal. Makes sense. Being in a coastal country, it's great. Excuse-moi. I shall take your stuff, and I'm gonna peace out. There is no shame in running away. Backwards, apparently. Cool. Okay, let's just run backwards to Nimrod. Do you guys want to moonwalk? Because that's what my envoy is doing at the moment. We love Bugframe. Okay, I'm gonna go see how long... Okay, now he's... Geez, that took a long time to disengage. A very long time. Sweet. Alright, yeah, we're doing a no armor build today. Moonwalk? Clever, indeed. You just lock on to the enemy that's in front of you, and they just stay locked on for as long as they can. And that is how you moonwalk in Soulframe. That will be made into a short, no doubt. Excellent. Hello, hello. Yes, I'll take your soul. Alright, you and your Eskimo sticks can beat it. Expelliarmus much? No. Lovely. Beat it. I actually thought someone else set everything else on fire, and then I realized I'm actually using Mora's hand. Moonwalk for a smooth criminal? Totally, cheese. Totally. Hello. Nice to see you. What's been shaking? Yeah, I'm definitely an MJ fan for sure. Very much so. How was the run with Systemers earlier? It was interesting to see what other people had in reference to a spirit-based build on Tethrin. A lot of people seem to be focusing on courage, which is understandable, but yeah, it was a little bit tough trying to get information through when there's a few other people in chat just not really understanding, I think, the different viabilities and like variabilities of builds. Specifically for Tethrin, it's not absolutely courage based. But yeah, it's good. He picked up on the better requirement stuff, which is nice. But I'm certainly noticing there's a lot of variables between like virtue boosting and just reverse engineering everything, because virtues is where it starts. And that's what dictates everything in this game. Absolutely everything. Flame, I summon thee. Give me my box back. I want my free shit. I don't have an alternative word for using that word, but there we go.
My thanks, Straggler.
And I'm also doing a no armor build today. Because why not? Oh no, I'm so scared. I have Nimrod. Oh dear, whatever shall I do? I'll weather no storm. I'm sure I won't, you chump. I love the Cloud Coil. I've started using it again. And it's also good for nighttime. No, I don't think so. Bye, Chunky. Oh my god. Okay. And you can most certainly Expelliarmus him. No problemo. Steel Singers, Steadywicks. Sensational. Oh yeah, Virtues is everything. I've been noticing people are choosing weaponry and then really focusing on weapons. It's not how the system is built. So I thought I'd do a multi-stream today. So hopefully we can get some information out to new envoys or just people who are interested in the entire enterprise of Soulframe, really. Alright, let's go beat up a stag, if it's near here. I have a feeling there might be one here. Maybe. Seek havoc. Indeed, we shall. I think there's an ancestor around. No? Is there a shiny ancestor? I would really like one. Yeah, I was really interested to hear like what some of the chat's feedback was in reference to, say, like Tethrin as an example. Where are we? Tethrin. I'm pretty sure that Az was doing like more of a spirit hybrid build, but he was using the pensive set, which is completely fine, but you're only really going to benefit greatly from the armor if you've got a fully built spirit base. So at least 105, at least, if not more, actually. That would actually be a lot more. Yeah, 132 at 42 points of spirit. So I think people get really confused when it comes to packs. They look at them and think, oh, it's just courage, but that's not necessarily true. If you've got the spirit armor applied, that's completely fine. You're focusing more on this ability more than anything else. Fearless is going to be absolutely fine. You're just going to get more courage based out of it if you focus more courage, right? So the less spirit you have, you know, the less armor you're going to have, but the more like ability you're going to have in duration of these abilities, but they're not going to be maximum damage. So that's probably why I was having a bit of difficulty with the Mirror Fjord 3. So a mage caster build can certainly work with Tethrin. So I found it really interesting how chat was, no, go courage, just use all courage. No, that's not how it necessarily works. Kind of. It's not necessarily an invulnerability mechanic. Mora's Hand is based on anti-stagger for the spirit ability. So basically it's a shield, yes. It does trigger Blast of Defensive Flame, but it gives you like absolute no stagger for as long as it lasts. So I'll show you the Muffin Man hand. It's pretty great. I'll still run the spirit based build. Let's have a look. Okay, they're all maxed. I generally max out Hungry Flame. It's extremely beneficial for when enemies are on flame. So basically our first ability inflames everyone. This actually sets us on fire as well. So technically you're already on fire. So inherently you are doing more damage. I'm going to be a bit of a cheeky and take the Paragon, which is a spirit-based, tuned, joinery-based weapon on spirit. So I'm going to take the Everflame at 250% flame damage. Rune at max rank 3. Why? Because it's uber powerful. Lisa. Lovely to see you. Are you enjoying Mag Prime? I hope you are. She's phenomenal. Oh no, we've got disaster zones dropping. The Bell Divers. Where are they? I seem to take no damage or reduce damage. Yeah, like it depends. Like if you're running a full spirit build here, I'll get these chumps to come up and hit me. So if you cast your second ability on Mora's Hand and these guys hit you, you literally just beat them up with damage and you can heal yourself completely. And you can auto magically charm an animal at the same time. It's just that good of a pact. Let's just pat a squirrel mid-battle, shall we? How amazing. System, what's going on? Hold on. I'm just going through a little bit of what you guys were talking about in chat earlier when I was around, just in reference to the viability of like different hybrid setups. You guys were on the right track with the Orlix armor, but you were more on the right track with, say, like this spirit base of it. So I'm doing like a multicast. I'm just thinking I might as well hit two birds with one stone. So Orlix outfit is very good. It does scale with all three virtues, but predominantly being a virtue requirement of spirit, the higher you go in a virtue with a requirement of your armor, the better armor you're going to get, right? With your Tethrin build of what you were utilizing before, with the Purity Greatsword, you can do, say, like your just requirements, as an example, of getting 17 courage. But what that's going to do is only facilitate just the bare minimum when it comes to damage output in courage. It gives you decent amount of stats. It does give you okay armor, but it's not super great against what you're going up against, if that makes sense, with, say, like magic users, basically. Your faction talismans are very, very useful for this as well. You could boost your courage with the +6. You could do the +6 in spirit, which will be very useful, or you can do the grace, depending on how you're building. But just for today's example of courage based setup, the Trine amulet is basically best for everything in the game. If you really want to maximize a build setup, I generally reverse engineer by utilizing, okay, what's my virtue setup going to be, and what kind of pact ability do I want to increase and why? So that's pretty much how I go, like with running these sorts of elements, I'd say. Everything else is subsidiary after that. Also, like your weapon choice. Like, I think it's a bit of a different kind of setup now, because I think people tend to kind of look at a weapon and think, oh, I really like that. So they run pretty much all of their virtues predominantly based on courage, which is fine. So using Tethrin as an example, because it's the most chosen pact, I think people don't realize, just in general I'm talking, is that Call of Ancients is really the backbone of the pact. The Clash is just anti-stagger, which is great. And your Fellist is always going to do consecutive percentile damage output on every single following like ability that's being used, or at least their attack. So Jaheim, hello, thank you, 666. Angel numbers, my friend. You sleepy though? Oh, holy. You doing relatively okay? I hope everyone's doing well. Blasini, Bullet STV. Thank you very much for the follow. It was good to chat today. Yeah, it was good. Like, I just really wanted to share quite a bit of what's been happening.
Jaheim 666
thank you very much for the sub,
subscribed to your
dude.
channel
That's
for
awesome.
1 month.
I appreciate that. That's dope. I just wanted to kind of give breakdowns of how I kind of look at the virtue systems and how the different packs operate, basically. But just taking, for example, what we were talking about earlier, having the bare minimum in a pack's use is fine, but you're not going to achieve any sort of massive damage output. And it does depend on a few factors of, I'm actually going to go do the Mirror Fuel 3, and I'd probably want to show you probably something like that's a little bit more achievable in, say, the defensiveness of your actual Envoy. So a spirit-based attack use build will be probably a little bit greater. Purity is a really, really good greatsword for sure. My stats will be different from yours to a degree, but overall, basically what I'm going to do is just run your build essentially, and just show you a few little bits and pieces on what it can do. Granted, I have double the amount of points than what you would. So I have full access to Conquer and Last Stand, but also just how to use Tethrin just in like a little bit of a different way. just so you get like a little bit more of a feel for it and how it actually operates in its casting sequence. The Everflame at 250% flame damage is exceptional. So I highly recommend like going in and having a look at how many extra runes you have. Melt these down for 2500 harmony. Like you can literally sit here and get 5 grand in like 2 clicks. So considering that these runes take 35,000 harmony to completely upgrade, I would highly recommend doing that. And Everflames or any flame-based rune is exceptionally good. Arcstorm for the magic weapons is very good. The Hollowing rune is sensational, but I would probably like look at focusing more of, say, like your runes that are base map, which is something like your Alka's Breath, your Arcstorm, your Everflame for your longswords, and your Everflame for greatswords. These will do a lot more damage output. Your Tree Fell absolutely will do a lot of damage, which is good, and it does reduce enemy armor, which is extremely effective. But your flame damage runes will give you an absolute boosted magic flame damage, which eats through armor. So even if you're running a weapon that isn't, say, like max rank as an example, you're adding that 250% damage up on top of what the current weapon is basically kind of doing, which is fine. But I would highly recommend using Everflame for the flame damage output. So I'm going to take your build and I'm going to like just smash through Mirror Fuel. So you want the armor? Wait. Oh, you're talking about the armor I'm wearing, the Fisherman's Friend armor. Yeah, it's pretty dope. This one you can farm from the Thrice-Bound Impid. There's actually 2 variants of it too in the game. There's the Thrice-Bound Impid. Where are we? The first one, the main one, is located here in the boss run, but you do have another accessible one in the Glades of Enderin, just to the northeast of him. There's another one in there, so you can actually farm both of these at the same time. And generally, he will drop a piece of the armor, the Mockery's ilk. It's very cool. I don't know how much Moonsteel thread you would have, but basically, whatever really powerful armor that you have, as an example, if you've got Oleg's armor, you could pretty much like say, you can wear Oleg's armor set or like the Mannequin King set, and you can actually Moonsteel that onto another look of a different armor as well. So I'm wearing Oleg's armor, but I've transmogged the armor with the Moonsteel thread, so that's how I can wear my Fisherman's Friend armor. I feel pretty special. Yeah, it's Fisherman's Friend. The reason why I call it that is because I've got someone in chat, Thyak, and yeah, he's a big like fan of fishing. So he does something with like black market fishing or something like that. I don't know. Something to do with like Warframe's fishing. Apparently it's like some secret fishing market or something like that. Apparently it's really profitable in whatever capacity. I've got no idea what that is. So I don't know his secret. Even if he told me, I probably wouldn't use it. So a few other things to note though, when you were in Koga, the closer you are to a location, it will wipe the map, basically. It's essentially wiping everything from existence and replacing it with a high level map, basically. So we did just have some enemies just over here, and they just got completely wiped. Another thing I would mention too, you have the 3 debuffs, the slow, the less health, and less stability. You have access to 3 different potions to minimize the effects of Koga in a very, very good way. So if you boost your courage, spirit, and grace, you will be absolutely fine in Koga. Granted, you're at like level 90, I'm pretty sure, which is like pretty high level. So yeah, it's the fish. It's the underground fish market. A scrub for sure. Warframe black market fishing is a meme. Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, I've got no idea. But basically, I can kind of show you a few different bits and pieces on how to use tethering to more effect, essentially. It's a very, very good pact. I would absolutely say that. But casting your Clash first and then casting your green ability is very good. So generally with a spirit-based build, the duration of your Call of Ancients is going to keep you alive. It's basically a smaller version of Bromius' Song of Growth for armor protection. and basically just keeping you alive. It's very, very efficient. Why would anyone pay for fish? Go out and fish? It's not that hard. Yeah, I know. Very true. But Everflame is sensational. You can do, like, at base, like 1300 damage output at a max rank 3 rune, and it's extremely strong. So that's why I recommend Everflame as a 250% increase. For that reason, it's extremely, extremely powerful against bosses too. So let's go take this chomp out. Hello, come on. Come in here, please. Yes, yes, all of you can come in here eventually, or not. Alright, I'm just going to wait for my second ability to recharge. Okay. No? Come on, come in here. It's really fun. So these guys can really smack the shit out of you, but if you cast your Clash first, and then your second, and then your third, you can actually stagger these guys out, and then you can just bash through them. Like, that's how to use Tethrin effectively. If you cast it in any other sequence, you kind of delay the casting sequence of Tethrin. So a lot of people don't, they think, oh, I've got to use Felist first. No, it's not necessarily how it's built. You've got to use Clash first, just in my view, because it's a faster caster, and it staggers the enemies automatically anyway. And then you're using your second ability to buff yourself against enemy damage in the middle of a group. And then lastly, you scare them by casting Felist, and then you can start wailing in on them. It's a very, very effective casting sequence for this particular pact. It's very strong, very good, but it's just really, really... Wait, let me just capture an animal mid-battle again. Yeah, lovely. Yeah, Tethrin is effective. You can certainly use it to its highest advantage. It's a very powerful pact, but it's just using the sequencing of casting for it in its appropriated way. So it's different for every single pact too. Your instant casts are generally the ones that you want to be casting like first. So Clash is going to give you anti-stagger anyway. So you're already giving yourself protection against the enemy's melee attacks basically. Benison, where are you? I'll show you a little bit of how the magical weapons work as well. These guys do protect themselves against your attacks. You're not wrong on that. But you can certainly interrupt a lot of what they do, which is quite nice. Come on, let's play some tennis. Okie dokie. Benison. And you can knock their heavy attacks back at them too, and then you can just add more damage output against them as well. So this is literally using the same build that you had, but I'm just maximizing the damage output of the runes. That's pretty much it. Similar kind of like casting-ish, but the fact that I've got runes that supplement the build as well to be able to fill in the gaps is exactly what the totems are for. So basically just smash and run. These guys aren't maximum like damage output, I know that, at a base Koga level, but I'm definitely like basically running the exact same build that you've got. Maybe a few more points here and there, but the system is essentially the same. Very, very quick to execute damage output, and that's why I recommend using magical attacks here, because these guys will predominantly do physical damage to you, but what you want to be doing against the mages is maximizing the damage output with your mage casters as well, because they really don't like magic, basically. Hello. Goodbye. It's also time-based on attack to a certain degree. Most of these chumps will go down like pretty easily, so yeah. It's just kind of showing off a few different bits and pieces of how the actual pact will operate. And also just getting rid of these chumps is highly worthwhile, so following rune is fantastic. I just cleared a whole room, which is nice. So it's a very, very effective system if we learn how to use it in different ways, and this is certainly how I like to use Tethrin. for the most part as well. So it won't necessarily stagger all of your boss people, but it certainly will annoy the shit out of them, which is exactly what you want. Okay, enemy scrolls. Where are we? Hey, are these my screaming friends? Yep, they're my screaming friends. Hey, 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 get out of here. Yep. There we go. She's annoying. Grouping these chumps up is also extremely useful for hollowing too, because you can Expelliarmus the shit out of them, which is awesome. And then you just mop up everyone else. Mirafior can be pretty tough, but overall, as long as you're kind of like pulling out the energy from the enemies, 9 times out of 10, you're in a pretty good spot. And then charged heavy attacks on magic weapons, you can actually headshot enemies with it too, and they're very powerful. So don't underestimate the power of spirit builds on every single part. I think a lot of people tend to just focus in on melee attack focus builds, which I can understand, like they're pretty fun, but you definitely have a lot of different tools in the game for a reason. And that's why I like to jump in and just do the live stuff, just so it kind of gives you guys a better like overview of what you can use, rather than just kind of I guess one-way highway traveling throughout the game. It just opens you up in a different kind of sense of, oh, okay, perhaps I can use X, Y, and Z. You know. Good old Petra. We love you. Hello, sir. And the good thing about having a high spirit base is also the fact that you can minimize their bullshit. Especially the flame damage as well. There you go. See ya, Hydor. Petra is generally the one that I take down first, in all honesty. Just healing everyone, he's a pain in the ass, so there you go. There's Petra, and then we can just take out Venison. So it does make a big difference with using a spirit build on Tedrin, like massive difference. But the boosting potions definitely help, absolutely. So I would definitely focus out trying to figure which potion you have and utilizing that to your advantage. If you're running a courage-based build, at least, the courage boosting potion will certainly help. They will reflect damage back at you, yes, but you can also minimize that too from them as well. Hey, bud. Come on, throw me a heavy attack. Or just 2 lights, that's fine. And that's how to do Mirafior. Yeah. Magic is strong in the game, that's for sure. But if you've got the right kind of armor setup, Spirit is the way to go. Like, Courage is not going to do shit against someone who is throwing physical damage at you. They will just annihilate you. So, yeah. In short form, like physical against physical, magical against magical, your hybrid builds can certainly do a decent amount of damage depending on how you're building and what you're using to build. Another tip is though, like, the Siren can basically go invisible, and you can take advantage of the invisibility multipliers with a mage caster and basically just like one-shot people from the glamour ability, which is quite nice. So you definitely have to make sure, like, whatever weapon that you're trying to utilize in that sense for Siren to be able to do that, you would probably want to be using something like Seathorn or Silly Staff for its heavy damage attack output, because they're very effective at basically just taking care of business, basically. Oh my god, scrub your anti-cavia? Unacceptable. Some fish require higher tier baits that you need to level up. Yeah, that's fair. I can understand why people do the black market fish trade or whatever it's called. Yeah, that makes sense. You hate the animals? That's funny. But yeah, that's essentially like, in a nutshell, like that's basically the build that you had, just with a bit of extra bells and whistles on it, basically. You can certainly do tree fell, no problem. The draft dam totem is absolutely essential for that. The reduction in rune drain is really, really good. And because it's in the spirit slot too, it has a high percentile. So this will actually have far more uptime as well. Even with your short blades, as an example, your invisibility, Flit Smoke Rune, is great. It's very, very good. And it's an excellent user of the draft dam itself as well. If you have the quick draw, it is good for like extra quick stabby stabs in the back, but the River's Revive is extremely good for restoration of life for its total of seconds, which is really nice. So these are both still very effective. So your totems also dictate the damage output and the utility of what the totems actually do for your entire build. Your runes are basically standalone. The only thing that affects them is this particular totem, really. Everything else basically dissects into your spirit, courage, and your grace from your virtues. So that's what your virtues dictate. Your virtues basically tell everything else how to run. So rather than choosing a particular weapon as choice, you absolutely can do that, but it does start with this and whatever pact that you're trying to utilize and what you're trying to build duration out of, or power, basically. You can certainly build a very strong courage base, even with Cicade armor. Cicade armor is still pretty decent, so the more pips of virtue that you have, the better off you're going to be. So 90 physical damage is very good, essentially, in the overarching scheme of things. But the higher you get in armor rating, up in these three little number boxes here, 63 armor physical is kind of overkill, to be honest. You don't really need all that much, in all honesty, but you're basically focusing heavily into Felist. So you definitely want to be running something that's basically courage based, essentially. And most of your flyblades will basically satiate that, no problem. So if I want to run a full courage-based build with Hurlwind or Pictrix as an example for different runes, they're very good, basically. And you won't have an issue, really. It just really runs on totem bases. Totems or talismans, they all like are keys into how powerful your Envoy will be. So you can definitely do Clash and Full of Ancients, no problem, but your power output now is going to be more Felist. And Felist has its own sectional duration, basically. So it's not empowering your weapon damage, it's actually running off your virtues base of your Envoy. So don't be deceived by that. It does coat your weapons, but your power weapon unit is the virtue base that you're using with your Envoy. So that's why Felist does as much damage as it can with a full courage base. It's not based off your weapons, basically. It is actually based on your Envoy's courage output. So the higher courage that you have, the more damage output, essentially. Each consecutive percentile hit is calculated out. So you can get up to, I think, it's roughly 6 to 7, sometimes 8 light attacks. But if you use a heavy attack, it reduces that down to, I think it's 2 per heavy attack. So if I do one attack on this guy, that's 226 and that's 326. And then I can do one, I've lost one, and now I've got one back. So if I throw another one, basically these chumps, they can dodge out of the way. It makes me miss, basically. So now I need to restart the rotation of using Felist again, because I've lost all the lost charges that I did have for Felist, unless I've got a red soul incoming, which is randomly generated, basically. But still a very effective ability, basically. But I'll show you what a full targetable Felist attack can look like on a Sinecure Banneret. That literally took me 3 hits, and she's probably like a level 36, if that. So Felist is extremely strong, but it's based on your courage based of your prism setup from your virtues, not your weapons. Oh, you going to bed? No problem. Sleepy sleepies. I had a little nap before. I certainly needed one. Alright. I want to see if I can get a moon steel again. Moony steel is what we need. Gonna see if I can go down here. Actually, before we do, I want to go check out and see if we can get an omen beast. I really need one. Oh wow, we actually maxed out on the glow lamp, right? That's amazing. Okay. Where have you guys been finding most success with your omen beasts? I find that they can spawn up in this northeast area, but it's not all the time, unfortunately. Oh, we've got a Susan. Awesome. Alright, well, whatever. I can outsmart your evil healing all the time, Susan. I don't know why I call her that, but I just do. Susan from finance. I need to go get some mushrooms too. Oh, is that a doggo? Hello? Oh, hello. Hello. Goodbye. Alright. What pack do you guys want to learn next? I do like the tethering. Don't get me wrong. Walking up and down the forest in the southern region. Yeah, is that in Fortress Odell? Near Port Colonel? I bet you it is. That's generally where I find most of them too. Hey, chump. Indeed. Ah, I want more tethering. Fine. Are you scared? You should be. Yeah. Ballast on courage is extremely strong. But definitely worthwhile checking out spirit-based builds on this pact. It's very powerful. Hello. Goodbye. What date is my moonsteel? Ooh, which one? This one was the 926 in June, I think it was. Also another really good benefit of using tethering and the boosting potions. I have no active abilities at the moment. I only have the buffing potions, so you can see how much damage a level 33 is doing to me. Absolutely nothing. That's how powerful the boosting potions are. Get into your factions. Go and get your potions, and you can pick them up for free. I'm pretty sure it's rank 2. And we also got the Law and Order coin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like this year in June. Pretty sure. That's the one moonsteel I've got. So Decalic, which one is that one? Decalic moonsteel. That was the June in 926. This one was July 926 for the Oran Umber. And then the Lightwake, I'm pretty sure was the same month. Yeah, that one was July 926 as well. The Lightwake is actually really nice. I quite like this one. Drag enemies? Sure. Oh, you know what? We're going to turn enemies into our allies. So I'm going to take this particular little run. I'm going to switch back to the buffing of this one though. I am going to boost more into spirit though. So probably, let's do 35. That needs 12, so that's pretty good. Alright, we'll take all except... Yes, I want to confirm. Yum, 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 yum. Alright, so we'll do 93, 99. That should be fine. Yeah, Trident Talisman will work well. Cool. Walking up down the forest in the southern region. Yeah, I have a feeling it's the Fortress Odell area where Port Colonel is. So just around this area. Well, since I've done... Nah, you know what? I'm not going to bother doing Breathos, in all honesty. I'm just going to go and do, like, some of the boss run, but I'll take you into the Dermak Undercity and show you where the Thrice-Bounding Pit is. Actually, I lie. The alternative Thrice-Bound is in this Glades of Enderin as well. So the original one is up... Where is he? He's down here. So we're going to go beat up on the Nell Knight. But I'll take you guys to the Dermak anyway. Is it this one? Yeah, do I want to do Dermak? I could. Yeah. Maybe. We could go see Gordo. I might just go to this Glades of Enderin instead. I'm pretty sure that's where the Reaper Dog is anyway. We'll have to double check. So I'm pretty sure he is. But yes, we will take our shiny Moonsteel Lightwig. Oh, we got Mockeries? Excellent. Mockeries are also an excellent source of experience as well. Wanting a P15 had a certain hotfix state. You can definitely check the, you could check the actual Discord for when the patch notes drop. It's generally like a month-to-month basis, and it's generally around the same kind of time frame each month. So it's definitely on a schedule. Excuse me, sir. Take you. Excuse me. Hello. Eat my laser beam shield. Thanks, bud. I love how we just keep on casting a giant laser beam, and we can't even cut trees down with it yet. That upsets me. It'd be kind of cool if we could. But yeah, I'll take you guys into the Dermak and see, sorry, the Glades of Enderin, and see if the Reaper Dog's there. I'm trying to remember if that's the actual Glades of Enderin it's in. I think it is, because they moved the Glades of Enderin from over here. So I always get confused by that now. Deforestation? I mean, it's already happening, basically. This is a really good area for fire fungus, for the mushrooms that you're going to need. So this is probably the top tier Dermak Undercity tile set. It is pretty good for farming. And every single level tile set of every area has different drops for different weapon types as well. I'm just gonna sneak down here instead. Hey, where are you going? Auto magical, be my friend. That's all they have to do to make friends in Soulframe. Just auto charm them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the actual tile set. I hope it is. Yeah, it seems about right. And you can pretty much just defend yourself the whole time with a shield and Tethering too, which is pretty great. And just eat these guys alive. It's pretty nice. And you're at full health 100% of the time, which is great. But yeah, I don't want to upset poor Bromius. I think he's been through enough pooping out a rat. That was awesome. I love that fable. It's so good. Hey, chumps. Fellis will apply to your shield throws too, which is nice. What just knocked me over though? Holy, okay. Interesting. Oh, you're my friend. Not now. Rude. Hurlwind is also, like, very good. I'm not really sure if many of you use the Hurlwind rune for Flyblades, but it is exceptional. You hadn't done that Fable until I came back after TennoCon? Oh, really? Oh, which part? Like the actual Waste Bear quest? Also, turning enemies into friends is useful. However, it does waste damage output sometimes, because you can still lock onto them as if they're an enemy, even though they're classified as your companion for a small period of time. A rat coming out of... Oh, right, yeah. The poopy floppet. It's disgusting. I got to turn into a floppet the other day, though, and I killed the Batagard bear with it. It was great. I don't think it actually was me. I think it stepped into the water too far, and I think it can actually die from stepping in water too much, which is interesting. But hey, I got the whole entire drop count for it, so I was pretty happy with that. And we've still got 2 Whisprigs per pickup. Better than nothing, I guess, but still. Hello. I think this is the right area. Indeed it is. This is where we meet the good old Reaper dog. Hey, bud. What you doing over there? Oh, there's 2 of them? No way. There's the big boy over there. But this dog doesn't do much. So I'm just going to let these guys go ham. Hey, bud. Ooh, he looks fancy. Let's see how good he can go against the Sinecure. They're not gonna pay any attention to him though. It's cool that they put another Reaper dog in here. Oh, sweet, we got the shrimp involved. Excellent. They hate everyone. I'll see if I can get some mockeries too. Oh, mockery. Okay, we got some slugs. Awesome. You guys can come to the party. Come on, over here. It's gonna take them a million years to get here though. Okay, Reaper Dog's not doing too bad against that Ode. Come on, shrimp. I know that you hate everything. That's fine. Come on. Are you gonna get stuck on the tree again? Yeah, you're stuck on the tree. That's unfortunate. Come on, shrimpy doodah. Oh, there we go. Here's a mockery here. Cool. Awesome. Alright, well, you go play with the mockery. Go on. I love doing this. It's a mini battle royale. The shrimp is still tracking me. I should have brought something invisibility based. So they really hate the mockeries for whatever reason. Ah, crap. No. Get back here. Awesome. Okay, I think you're going to go crazy in a second, I'd assume. I like the fact that they brought 2 flayers. That's nice. So there's one down. I'll let the mockery respawn though. Come on, bud. Where's your mechanics at? Are you not... You gotta go invincible or no? There we go. There we go. Now he's battery charged. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hairball. He also doesn't like voltaics, funny enough. He's stuck, bud. You good? You good? You good? Alright, we're gonna have to push you out somehow. Come on, bud. Get out of there. I want to win. Ah, I think he's bugged. Oh. Come on, bud. Yeah, you're broken. Unfortunate. Come on, buddy. You good? No? You broken? Come on. You can get out. Can you take me for a ride? No? 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 Ah, actually, Clash might push him out. No? Come on, buddy. You can do it. How am I not able to interact with you there? That's unfortunate. Let's have a look. There we go. Come on, buddy. Play ball. 1, 2, 3, and hairball. Thanks, bud. And that is the Flare. Very cool boss. I do enjoy him. I don't think a lot of people really know about this one, but he's quite good. Felks, yeah, we're good for that. He can drop some decent equipment though, but his drops aren't really that great, unfortunately. And you're still stuck in the tree. Excellent. I'm just going to tag that, because we need to. Mockery. Upper... I guess upper east side, isn't it? Upper east side. Blades. Blades. Flare. Reaper. Boss area. Awesome. There we go. Cool, cool. Do. Cool. You had to put the mockery out of it. Oh my god. I was waiting for someone to say that. That's awesome. A mockery out of its misery. I used to call them like La Miserable, just because I just thought, oh, that's kind of like Les Miserables. But the mockeries are pretty good. They give you oh shit, we just got Orangle's Fang. That's another good thing about coming here. Orangle's Fang is quite good. I think it only needs about 2 fragments, I think, or maybe perhaps 3 to build it and craft it with Sacred Shimmer, I'm pretty sure. It's been so long since I've done Talisman creation, but I know that the 3 starter ones definitely take a Sacred Shimmer each, and they're 23 crafting hour, so probably best to craft as soon as you possibly can, for that reason, that they take that long to craft, so... Alright, so that spits us out here. So basically we can go do Gordo, and then we can go beat up on the Nell Knight too. The reason why I'm not doing Koga anymore is because I honestly can't be arsed. Not just that, but I want to get some Moonsteel drops as well. Are the Avocots going to be here? Can you drop a tree on me? Right, so the Avocots aren't here today. That's unfortunate. Hello. Alright, Susan. There we go. We got the big boy to be on our side for an uno momento. The Vasp. Yeah, I'll keep that one. Can you be my friend again, please? I need you to go beat up that mage. You don't want to be my friend? Come on. Fine. I'll make you my friend. Maybe not. You're my friend, but I killed you. Unfortunately. So there we go. The mage is our friend now. Completely useless. Just completely useless. Maybe the archers would be a better friend, because at least they've got accuracy. There we go. Imagine if making the mage your friend made them heal you. I have a feeling they would probably do that if you got enough damage to you. I could probably do that with Tethrin too, so that's a good thing to test, to be honest. It's very niche though. I will also prove to you that these bitches have black magic. Look at that. They can stop things with their mind. Right in front of them. Look at that. She's got black magic. I guarantee it. Evil. Keep burning wood, lady. Alright. We're gonna go to Gordo. And we'll go burn him alive, I think. Yeah. I think I'm gonna switch over to Mortar's Hand. This would be sufficient. Anyway. For that. Mortar's Hand is definitely a very good pact. Alright, that's all good. Sweet. 81. Yeah. What have we got? 12. 9. Another cheat code. If you do nothing to change your weapons, say for example, you see here that you've got 9 courage, or 9 courage. I do have the boosting potion on, so yes, I do have the right amount of points. But say you don't, and you switch your prism, and then you come back here and you can still see the icons highlighted. Technically, you can still take that build out without refreshing your UI, and you can still take, say, like a full spirit build with a courage weapon that will be fully activated if it's rank 30 with its maximum damage output. For as long as you use it. Once you refresh the UI, that's when it stops working, unfortunately. So there's a nice little secret for you as well. Hey. That's a dual coded beaver. Thundertail. That's funny. Hey, bud. Hello. You little chomper. Oh my god, the Abacot's my friend now. Hello. Clap your hands. You little turd. I'm going to turn the game music back on. So I do want to have good music in here. I really enjoy the music in this particular tile set. It's very nice. But yeah, I'm enjoying doing the build stuff for you guys, at least. I do have a Virtue like video being set up pretty soon too, so I guess just going over finer details of it and just kind of seeing like how people are approaching stuff. But I definitely am going to give you guys my approach on things with the Virtues, and basically just focusing on that and then working from the ground up from there. I know that most people are probably looking at probably like totem setups, but I still feel like the base foundations of the Virtues and reverse engineering builds is still extremely important. And I don't think anyone really touches base on that a lot of the time. I think it's more just, hey, here's a really cool build. This is how to do it, with no foundational knowledge of how to actually like give players the opportunity to understand the reverse engineering of the Virtues and what they actually do for players. So I think once you get that like under your belt, I think you're in a really good spot, basically just to kind of play with anything, basically. Excuse me, bouncy mushroom. Holy, we get Arcstorm in here? Okay. That is divine. Lovely jubbly. I don't know why it jumped, but okay. Beat it. And we get some free stuff in here. Because we love free stuff, don't we? Yes, we do. We love free stuff. Alright, Gordo. Where are you, bud? Hello. Can you set yourself on fire? Please? Maybe? Just a little bit? Oh, you big legs. Okay. He is now our friend, by the way, for a small period of time. So the companion totem actually does work on bosses too, surprisingly. And he also hates fire, clearly. And it also eats him alive, which is great. So, if you really want to beat the crap out of Kabocha and Gordo, just use Mora's Hand. It's very good. Witten? Ooh, excellent. Tempers on that though too. Aftershock and the Sympathy Ping. Very nice. You personally not the biggest fan of the turn-based task? Or the turn task? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that one is called that. Pretty sure it is. No, Diving Drake. Where are we? We're at the other end. Stockgate Lodge, turn task. Temporarily turn enemies into 4 seconds, yeah. I mean, I just kind of like using it for a little bit. It's more useful in, say, like the dungeons, rather than something like the Nathan's tile set, because it's such an open tile set. But against, like, the Ode soldiers, it's quite good. It works just long enough for them to go off and just wreak havoc. But considering where it's placed in your totems, though, will give you a slight increase of duration for it as well, which is nice. I think at maximum you can have them up to 6 seconds, I'm pretty sure. And I generally just put it in my offhand weapon anyway, because I don't really like using it on the primary. It's a bit of a waste, really. What's that? 19 armor, increased magic. No, oh, it is on my main hand. Okay, I stand corrected. So 4 seconds on Pulse Smite. So if we do a full 42, yeah, it doesn't really change the seconds, unfortunately. I think in perhaps this one, it may actually change it. Yeah, in your activity of courage, it does give you 6 seconds of efficiency of being a friend, which is kind of nice. So it's, yeah, it's a trade-off, I'll say that, especially for the being in the courage slot for these as well. So that's 6 at the moment, and I do a full cardiage. What does that give me now? 8 seconds. Ooh, a whole 8 seconds. My lord. You know what? I want to try that. Where is it? Turn task. There we go. That's 8 seconds on a courage build, is it? Interesting. Alright. We'll increase the smite chance, though. We'll reduce rune usage, smite chance, and buff virtue association. So 10.4%. That's pretty decent for smite chance output. So we're going to do that too. Increase magic armor. Yeah, maybe. Drag enemies towards the Envoy. Yeah, well, let's not do that. Temporarily turn enemies. Smite chance. Extra smite. Restoration in the Grace. I always do the restoration of life in Grace, interestingly, and it seems to produce a lot better results too on your pull smites. So even on a full based Grace setup, you get like 414 life on a pull smite. So even if you're running a full spirit build or a full Grace, you're still like absolutely overstepping the amount of health that you absolutely need to refresh and pull from enemies. You're basically replenishing yourself back to full, basically, which is pretty good. But inherently, that's why I like running the courage-based and spirit-based setups for that reason too. but I don't really mind that rune. It works pretty well. It's a bit of more of a gimmick than anything. It's not an absolute, and I can only really understand that most times most people will probably want damage output or even smite chance, basically, and pull smite reduction from the totems. It's just good to use them. They are very OP, but eventually I'm sure they'll be rebalanced back to some sort of normalization, for whatever that means. And we just got 2 rune charges on that. That's actually pretty divine. We like that. Hey, bud. And bye, bud. Cool. Well, there you go. There's Gordo, the other giant big legs. I can't quite remember where this one spits us out, though. But we'll see. Doopy doopy doo. I kind of feel like snacks. Not gonna lie. I don't really know what I want. I do have my tea, so that's sufficient. Okay, so this pulls us out right exactly where Nelmite is too. So it's not bad to go in here and do that. So basically what you can do is go like Ruthos down into the the Glades of Enderin, and then it'll pop you out here, and then it'll pop you into the Nethans, and then it'll pop you out here. Then you go up to Nelmite, and then you can go through the entire boss run basically. If you want to do Ruthos as well, inclusive of that, after the Mirafior, that's a few different other pathways to do the entire boss run. And if you want to nail every single boss in the game, that's pretty much how to do it. That doesn't incorporate Curlar, mostly just because it's on the left hand side of the map and it's like here, so it's kind of out of the way. So basically the first boss is up here, you've got another one here, and then you come up through here, and then you finish off Gordo and end up here. Then you've got the Nell Knight, you got Etheldred, you got Gorth, and then you've got Kabocha, Thrustbound Impid, you got the Siege at Kernhold, and then you can go down and do Discharge Nimrod. You can go into this Glades of Enderin for the second Impid as well. He's based in there. And then you get Sitchnell and this Nethans here, which is just northwest of this World Tree. And then you can get the Wazid. You can finish off with the Nell Knight. But I'm finding that New Versailles is much more efficient because you've got more bosses in there, 3 different types. 2 of them are the Nell Knight twins, and you've got the Medica King, and you've got the Rookgot Worm. So I think that's pretty much my new flavor of boss runs, basically. Which is dope. But I think before I run into this chomp, I'm going to switch up build though. Just because I like doing it to this one, because he's such a silly boss, I think. Silly boss, but he's also like annoying, so we'll take Orangol set. I feel like you guys know what I'm about to do, but if you don't, that's okay. You'll understand uno momento. What do we got? Juniper? That shall do. Let's take... See, this Witten is very good. Aftershock and Sympathy Pang and the heightened increased parry window is great. They're very good tempers for this particular weapon. This one is quite good too. The Hail and Hardy is very, very good. So that would work extremely well with something like Flit Smoke as well. What do we got? 141, 60 armor. Excellent. We got Flop It. We're good to go. Wunderbar. Lovely. Oh wow, we got a stagger and stun on him too. Nice. It wasn't quite what I wanted. Anyway. They keep on moving the weak point for him. It's really annoying. I assume they keep moving it. It's either that or I'm just a really shitty shot. I don't think it is. I feel like the arrows have been changed again, so they're not firing off the same that they used to be. Hey, little chunky. Good day, Kalu. How dost thou go? What's been shaken in your world? Or, like, Northern Hemisphere, I assume? What day is it there for you guys? Is it Friday, I would assume? Yeah, it'd be Friday still, hey? Or maybe... I think Helix was in here earlier. She said it was like 2 AM. I'm like, go to bed, dude. She crazy. Most of you guys don't sleep though. I noticed that. Oh, the sneaky bitch. She's right behind that goddamn wall. I know she is. I'm just gonna disappear from sight. Where is she? Oh, there she is. Mole. Yeah, there's definitely something off with the arrow firing off. It's weird. 8:28 AM on Saturday. Indeed. It is currently 5:28 PM here. So we're technically in the same day. And that is a very decent Felx. Not gonna lie. Very good, actually. So let's have a look at what we got with Felx. Straight up. That was a really good one. Yeah, this one sucks. That one's very good, I would say. But the one that we just picked up with the armor strip, very good. Armor strip is always just a good thing. Yeah, I think this one... I don't know about that one. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this one. That one's terrible too. Yeah. Bypass, Galvanic, and Breakneck is pretty good. This one's still better though, so I'm gonna keep that one. So I might actually whip this one out and just utilize that for leveling. I'm going to beat up Etheldred with it. Actually, it should be a good source of income of Experience for this one. I haven't really used this weapon for a while. Galvanic? Yeah. And then we'll just stagger it. We're going to take Everflame on it because it's very good. Let's turn enemies. No. Restoration of life. Maybe Smite Chance. Absolutely. There we go. We'll just take that. And we'll take Pricklies for Renewed Slayer. Oh, actually. Yes, we will. Because this one... Yeah, this one's already enhanced by the runes. You're surprised your weapons aren't all max level? Oh, some of them are. I mean, I have maxed them all inherently, but yeah, some of them seem to still need leveling, which I'm not really sure why. Oh my god, we got the Omen Beast, and guess who it is? It's Arangol. Hell yeah. Hey lady. What you doing? I can't wait to ride you as a mount. That's coming real soon, hey?
Till the next hunt. Take care, Envoy. Lest you be the prey.
Okay. I can get Arangol's assistance, which I'm probably going to take. She's amazing, actually. She's very good. Increased sprint speed. I've used it. It's good. But they have kind of reduced it. So I don't need packed experience. I'm definitely taking Arundel's assistance because she's amazing. And she shows up whenever the fuck she wants. She's awesome. You have affiliate, 100 followers? Oh, nice. That's excellent. Congrats, dude. That's really cool. Wow. You surprised your weapon notes? Yeah. You found my stream? Tia Dragon? Or T-Dragon? Oh, I like the name. I have my T2. This is an unsponsored stream, by the way, by Smooth Peanut Butter. Maybe I should just start advertising or like applying for affiliate, like promoting peanut butter to everyone. Oh, nice. Builds and how things work? Oh, you're very welcome, T-Dragon. My pleasure. It's why I like doing a lot of just the live stuff. So if you guys got questions, I'm happy to answer, but there's definitely a lot of other things that I'd like to do. Most likely I'll probably start doing more like base build guide kind of things for YouTube. I'm just kind of collecting a little bit more information, and then that's going to start getting pumped out. So it's going to be pretty useful, I think, for most people who are relatively new to the game, and it's a lot of what the game does not tell you. So it's very worthwhile just digging into like the stream stuff for sure. But the information alone is just something you probably won't find elsewhere. And that's not being gatekeepy, it's just me being honest. And I'm very honest about that. And there we go. Etheldred down. You prefer crunchy peanut butter? Yeah. I like crunchy peanut butter too. It's great. I like being able to use that in baking, cooking and stuff, so. Hey, my potions are already out. Oh no. I'm upset by that. Sponsored by Smooth Peanut Butter? Yeah, exactly. I'd probably get sponsored by every single like peanut butter place in the market, but I'd be okay with that because I love peanut butter anyway. So how many more ways can we sponsor Smooth Peanut Butter? Hey, look at that. Here's a Sprout Brute now. Let's go beat him up. Hey, bud. See you, bud. Okay, it is also nighttime. We've got day and 6 minutes. That's unfortunate. If you guys do want to get a little bit more experience around the world too, this particular area just north of this tree of the Dermak Undercity, which is actually the Mines of Boria entrance, this needs to be removed, or this needs to be put down here. This is the actual entrance for the Dungeon of Dermak, not this. This is on top of a hill, and you cannot access it, which is very confusing. But north of this tree, this camp right here is sensational for this sort of level of enemy. It's very good, and there's lots of them. So if you want to get mass experience pretty quickly, just come and annoy these chumps. It's worthwhile doing. Thoughts on Vegemite? I mean, I grew up with it, so I like it. I do like Promite, actually. Promite's, I find, is a smoother flavor. So yeah, I think Promite's more my kind of jam. Not jam, but you know what I mean. I like its flavor a bit more. But I like the spice of Vegemite though. And this is what you can do with Preckley, is just run through people. Make sure you're leveling up your totems too. I got a little trick for doing that with totems too. Brushed. Alright, see ya. See you, bud. Oh, Marmite's delicious though. I don't mind Marmite. It's actually pretty good. Hello, not many. In many cultures around the world, smooth peanut butter is considered an abomination. I agree with that. Smooth peanut butter? Unacceptable. Even though, like, I don't know. I like the crunch. And I do agree. It's unacceptable. Removing all of that nutty goodness? What are you thinking? Oh, crap. I was lucky. If you guys are looking for willow bulbs, for whatever reason, you can actually pick them up from these chumps if you come across the willow wings. Just walk up to the big one in the middle, or like crawl towards it, and then just walk away from it. It may activate after a little time, but you can actually use spectral sight to see them in the ground too. So that's one way of getting them. There's also another way you can get, I think it's the willow fronds as well. If you've got Siren, just use your Pictrix attack on them and it will make them all explode and you'll be able to get all of them. Both the same? What's different? Wait, what's different? The smooth? Or like... Oh, hang on. You do, it looks like you do gotta activate the willow wings now to be able to get the willow fronds. That's okay there. Hey, bud. Butt stab. Rude. That's not stolen ichor. That means you're dead. We will place an appropriate monument on your hill to warm others. That's awesome. I need the leaves from them. I can get them. Oh, really? I would probably say, if anything, if you need willow fronds, go and do your votives in the Dermak Undercity. Pretty guaranteed. Like, these drop, like, a lot. The willow bulbs don't really seem to be used for anything, but I just collect them anyway from the willow wings. But you do have to kill them before they, like, hit you. Otherwise, they won't drop them. That sucks. For you. But the willow wings do spawn around the area, so they will show up. Yeah. Australian, like, Vegemite's like a variant of Marmite. Marmite, I find, is like a little bit of a thicker, kind of pastier flavor, which is pretty good. Yeah. They're still delicious, though. I really like them. Oh, maybe like the ingredients are pretty close, but the flavors are definitely different. They're probably mostly more like a vitamin kind of like ish based yeast paste, basically. It sounds gross, and it basically is for anyone who haven't really eaten it like growing up. We usually just put it on what, like toast and sometimes crumpets. Some people do some weird stuff with it, but I enjoyed it on like buttery toast. It's pretty nice. I'm not gonna. Nah, do I want Siren against this chump? Let's see if we can do that. Ah, did I go near a tower? Okay, no I didn't. Good. Come on. Envoy. You are safe. Thank you. My god. Let's have a look. What have we got? Race? No. 13. Yeah, that'll do. Druid of Iridus. Let's take Silly. Silly is good enough. Arcstorm. Let's punch someone in the face. I'll take the Basket's Rest too. Basically just for that. Tucky, thank you for the follow. I love the panda check-in. It's my favorite. Everyone loves panda. Let's do Orlix. I could make this a lot easier on myself. And just use Mora's Hand. Before I run out again, I did want to touch base on combat arts. If you see a red flag on any of these, go towards the red flag. It's the only time I'll say go towards it. It basically means you need to upgrade your combat arts. If you're not upgrading these, you are losing out on a lot of efficiency in everything. Smitten, Scry, this basically gives you lock-on range. Misdirection gives you smite on Spectre Strikes, which is basically a dodge mechanic. Unhindered is a heavy cast throw, basically punches through enemy with magic weapons. Grounded specifically gives you increased casting speed when standing still. And Cultivated increases damage on the final attack of a combo, which is basically like the fourth attack, basically. Mirror Spell just gives you deflection of voltaic projectiles, basically back at enemies. So if you have red flags and you guys aren't putting any points into here, please do yourself a favor and go do that. It is very worthwhile working towards a lot of these, especially Unyielding for the parry of heavy enemy strikes, which is basically your bannerets. So very, very good system for the degree of the parrying heavy attacks, basically. And Smitten, that's pretty much it. Everything else is okay. Extra parry windows are great. You know, smite and riposte, etc. They're okay, but Your heavy attacks, your smittens, and your unyieldings are very good. Deal more damage on heavy or like just at least attacks in general for the longswords is very good. Each particular combat art is relevant to each weapon grip type. Your bows basically get a lot more critical damage or smite charge, increased smite on charge shots. So your aim of your bows needs to be okay in accuracy, but it's more of, say, like pulling a full charge shot with a bow. But I'm going to take Siren against Mr. Kabocha because I can. In saying that, I can't eat peanut butter now. What? Oh my god, yeah. Crunchy peanut butter is absolutely sensational. No doubt. It has to be peanut butter. That's why you eat it from the jar? Thank you, Wolf Deeds. That's exactly what I do. And inherently, that's why I drink out of a mason jar from peanut butter. It's the only way to eat peanut butter, I swear. Okay. Well, let's see how cheeky we can be. So that was a 1300 output. Okay. Thank you, sir. Nope. Leggy is leggy die. I probably could have done Sea Thorn, but that's okay. Oh well. Oh, sorry, bud. I don't have a very good aim on that one. You just unlocked the start? Oh my god, it's amazing. I'll take it with Ode Tempest too. That was my failed attempt at like doing a one-shot. It's not necessarily a headshot on Kabocha, so it's not really going to work out as well, unfortunately. But yeah, see, if you've got a little red flag on something, it just means that you've got upgrades to available to you. The reason why I'm not using or boosting anything to Shrouded for Siren is because it's absolutely useless. You don't need it anymore. So, unfortunately. So inherently, that's why I hope once more Siren gets a rework. Pretty please. That would be sensational. Let's take a Grace Spirit build for this one. Yeah, we'll take a Grace Spirit. 2018, we'll boost that a bit more. At least 100 armor. 10 and 30. So we're not going to do a huge amount of damage for this one as well, but that's okay. We can still take advantage of this setup. My buff potions have actually stopped working, but surprisingly, if I don't refresh the UI, I can still gain access to like my virtue requirement, basically. I'll show you what I mean. It's pretty good. You've got half a Silly Staff blueprint? Oh god, I've probably got like fragments of all of these weapons. If you guys need weapons, just like ask. Where are the fragments? Second last, where's Silly Stuff? It may, I have a feeling it may be tradable. I've got Seathorn, I've got 13 fragments of that. Yeah, and I've got 13 fragments of their Silly Stuff. So pretty much anything that can be crafted can be traded. And I'm pretty confident most things have to be crafted to be traded. I don't think that we can do fragments. Hey, look at that. There's a Sprout Brood. Good luck on this, mate. Alright, has everyone got their popcorn? Because he is not going to last long. Actually, he might. Unfortunately, I can't do too close. Otherwise, Susan's going to like get in the way. And she'll notice that I'm here. But the Avocots are doing pretty well. And Susan's just hovering around uselessly with that box. Beat it. I'm watching here. Okay, yeah. The Avocots are running away screaming. Excuse me, come back. And Susan's onto me. Shit. One, two, three. Susan from finance. Woe is me. I love Ode Tempest. It is very good. It's very much an Expelliarmus build. I really enjoy this one. It's very good. And it works really well on assassinistic kind of style builds too. It's very nice. Seathorn good? Absolutely. Seathorn is fantastic. It's very good. It also has access to the Dendrite style tempers, which are very, very strong. The human-made weapons, basically. The Enkindled is very nice. So yes, it is very good. You've got two options for your magical runes. The Hollowing, which is great, but I generally put that on my caster weapons. Arcstorm gives you 200% arcanic damage output, which is very good. And the Duclaura of additional damage is also extremely good. So I'm going to switch over to our Odiak and use a Galvanic Temper, I feel. Actually, I lie. I'm going to use... I have decent options for this one. That is my original one, so that's why I'm keeping this one, so I can get rid of that one, I feel. Oh, wow, we can do the comparison tool? I forgot about that. Huh. Maybe. The Basker's Rest is doing a little bit more, but that's also Sovereign. Alright, the comparison tool is interesting, but I don't really like using it. Arcane Rebound? Nah, we'll take the Galvanic on this one. I'm going to take this one too. Smite Chance is awesome. We'll take the Smite Blast because it's, you know, it's fun. But increase Smite Chance is what we want. Also to let you guys know too, the only bonus that we get in activity of these two slots is the left bottom one. The right one does get no bonus. So whatever totem that you want in your attack slot, make sure it's in the bottom left, not the bottom right. It won't get any bonus to it. It'll still activate, but it will keep the base amount of the bonus application, basically. So it doesn't go any higher than that, no matter how high you boost your courage as well. So it's still actively 15% at a max rank 3 totem. So yeah, just to let you guys know that too, because yeah, I don't want you wasting your time thinking, oh, why is it not getting a bonus? Reason being is because it never gets a bonus anyway. So I've been having a look at it quite a lot. So unfortunately, yeah, no bonus on the bottom right element for the rune setup. I have a feeling it's something to do with switching loadout as well, because it's selecting a different slot altogether and a different virtue, unfortunately. So I think that's potentially why. So I think it's a known issue at least. So Akuna Cat, thank you for the follow. I hope they do different elemental damage, like you said. Well, technically they're already doing different elementals. If it's more weapon-based damage outputs, they do have blunt damage and sharp damage at the moment. So, I guess in a way we've also got puncture to a degree with innate weapons like Avex. It does have an innate punch through mechanic, but any blunt style weapon is basically going to punch through armor as well. So you've got like Horst 3 as an example, which is exceptional at it, this club-like. But the Rook Polearm is also a unique weapon in the Polearm variant that has the ability to do punch through on armor, and it also has the ability for split bolt as well. So this is also something you can pick up very early on from the Silent Rose faction. So if you haven't tried the Rook Polearm with the Dendrite tempers on it, especially Enkindled, and the split bolt rune, you can probably trade for it, the split bolt rune. It's extremely good. Very, very good. If you haven't played around with it or you haven't got access to it, I have 18 copies. So I've got every single rune in game. So Seathorn's incredible. It's a very, very powerful weapon. It's very pretty too. And being Dendrite as well, it's just all around very good. But I'm going to take on Mr. Thrice-Bound Impid. He's a bit annoying, but this is basically where you can farm the armor that I'm wearing as well. It's pretty sweet. Fisherman's Friend armor. It's great. I'm very keen for fishing in the game. And I don't really like fishing that much, but I am excited for the fly fishing in the game as well. So, hola, sir. Awaken. I need you guys to wake up. Pretty please. He doesn't really like magic all that much. He's very resistant to it, so rune use is very good against this chomp. And the mockeries as well. These chicks are crazy. You got my fast legendary? Oh, nice. Blitzel is very strong. Very, very good. The Rupture and the Quick Draw on the Blitzel are very good tempers. If it gets the aerial attack, I kind of have a feeling it's more based on the Envoy's trajectory as being like an aerial attack. But I have played around with it a little bit and it does seem to have pretty good results with extra damage output. Hey, they keep on putting this chest up here. Have we got jumping puzzles now? I hope we do. I like jumping puzzles. This reminds me of GW2. Are you broken, sir? Apparently you are. You can aim for the head, which is great. Heavy attacks are very good against the Thrice-Bound. He really doesn't like them. It'll take me a while. Trust me. Alright, can you hit me, please? That wasn't ideal. I'm also not really running a very strong spirit build, so it'll take a little bit. But we can also set him on fire, so which is pretty nice. And we're down. Alright, can we kill him with Flop It? Can he eat us and we can poop us out? And then he explodes? That'd be kind of neat. 2 times unencumbered. That's the temper that allows you to do extra damage with no secondary weapon. That's actually pretty good. Oh, really? No. Don't judge weapons by shitty tempers. Never. No, don't do that. There's definitely really good weapons out there, and Seathorn is definitely one of them. It's fantastic. As a caster weapon, it's very, very strong. At max rank, roughly about 348 in its charged attack, which is really good. Silly Stuff actually gets a higher charged attack, 363. So don't overlook these weapons. These are very, very strong for their charge attack, and you can do a charged rune-activated heavy attack as well, which is really, really nice. I can probably prop on... Where's the Lady D build that I've got? I actually have built a Tempest build with Lady D. She's got the Rook Polearm, she's got the Skilter, she's got really cool stuff, and she looks like Lady D, which is pretty great. So I can take Lady D for a spin. But the Seathorn, don't judge your tempers too heavily at the moment in the game, because we'll be able to switch our tempers eventually anyway. Definitely give a weapon a good red hot go. If you're not really enjoying the weapon, potentially you may not have been upgrading your combat arts for a start, so that's why I mentioned them before. Like, definitely go and give yourself the opportunity to get familiar with what combat arts do. They are very good at increasing the passivity of weapon skills for you to utilize, as in blocking, throw range damage, perfect throw, etc. Blocking heavy attacks, rebounding magic back to enemies, and so forth. Smite chance applications as well, but our tempers are just cream on top now as well. So just because you get a crappy roll doesn't dictate that the weapon is shit. It's just that the RNG for that temper sucks balls. And trust me, I've done that with a Seathorn, and it really was not okay. But at the same token, I know that there's a new system incoming, which is great. So very, very nice. Alright, we're going to over-analyze you a little bit, and we're just going to smash you. There we go. We love Lady D. Lady D build. That's right. You want to upset Lady D, the angry, tall Scottish lady who talks smut to you in a bar? That's right. Lady D, invading a castle near you. I really enjoy Tempest, to be honest. It is quite a good pact. It's very mobile, it's flashy. It does have a few things I'd like to see it get fixed up, but for the most part, it's quite a good pact, in all honesty. You could pull yourself forward to enemies really, really quickly too. And that's to do with a particular passive that it carries too, which is nice. It's never good. Yeah, no. No, it's not. I have background probably about, I think about 3 generations back. No, not even that. Yeah, about 3 generations back. I've got Scottish background, so yeah, I definitely got the fiery Scottish stuff happening. I don't really hang out the bars as much anymore. But yeah, more Scotty background.
5 commons each. Next kill takes the run. Silence not another bar.
And this is why Tempest is much better now. It just reflects stagger back at enemies. It's great. The shield doesn't necessarily last as long, but if you've got a pretty decent Grace setup on the build, most times your shield will come back to you pretty quickly, unless you've got an absolute crap ton of smite chance output, which is nice. So there we go. And polearms have got a really, really good ground finisher damage output too, so don't underlook those either. Gathanin is very good, but Rook is just really, really good as well. And you can basically just keep staggering this sort of opponent, like, consistently, which is nice. And she also uses Flame Damage, and she does start missing you, which is kind of nice. So if you see her casting flames, just stay in front of her. Don't roll backwards. Yeah, Flame Damage. It's great. Still a really good patch though overall. Like, very, very good. But this sort of build, you won't necessarily get a huge amount of, like, damaging, overpowered damage out of it. It's more of a split build. So, it's still very effective. But if you really want to switch into something that's extremely strong, I would probably say a full Grace build would be sufficient, to be honest. Probably say short blades, if anything, would be the most effective. I generally use Royal Tines for the most part. Reason being is because they've got access to the Aftershock, which is arcanic damage on hit, and Sympathy Ping, which allows the weapons to do extra damage over to other enemies that are nearby. The Tempest itself, I'm basing it basically on the Atmosphere, which is your shielding ability, and I boost completely into Gravitate for latching onto targets. It basically increases the range of that ability to be able to move around quite a lot. You like the Rook? Yeah, I like the fact that it's literally a Rook. Yeah, of a chess piece. It's really, really nice. But yeah, you can certainly surprise people with this build. It's quite nice. It's very immobile, and they don't know what's really hit them, which is nice. I don't know how that woman died, but apparently she did. Oh, we got a spotlight in here now? No way. I've been spotted. How dare I? We can do sneaky sneakies. That's always what I like doing. To let you guys know though too, singular daggers actually do a lot more damage output than a dual blade would. So as an example, if I bring a Witan, I can do like a sneaky Tempest build, essentially. I generally like to run Flyblades a lot of the time. I think this one has the... yeah, it does. So let's go sneaky sneaky. Usually play mages in game T-Dragon. Been a bit tricky to find information on builds that are not melee primarily. Well, we'll ask away, because I love talking, like, spirit builds. Very much so. Spirit builds are extremely strong. So mage casters are very strong, very much so. I started off as an Shelder user when I first started, and even with, say, like very not great armor, as a caster, you're in a very good spot. Mostly for the reasoning that Spirit is very strong. You don't have a lot of armor, that's true, but you have a lot of efficiency when it comes to Spirit magic damage output. And the magic damage output punches through armor, basically. So as a Spirit user, you're actually in a really good spot with O'Shelter. Not only can you use Spirit efficiently with the Elder Bloom, but it can also be a very strong Courage build or a very strong Grace build as well. It's just dependent on the armor that you're wearing. So as an example, I could run a full Grace-based build with a bow, and I would just satiate. Let's have a look at Siren's Planehide as an example. It's not the best of armor. I'm just showing it as an example, basically. Do I have the little... I don't think I've got the actual hat for it. Oh well. We'll take Siren stuff. Anyway, I'll just take really low armor, basically. If you do get the Tempest Bray armor, it's not too bad. It's not exceptional, but it's not the worst. So it's much better than your starter equipment, at least. But I'm basically showing you what a Grace-based setup can look like on a Spirit caster build. Because the Shelter is very good at doing what it does. Where is the Spirit one? Oh, there we go, Tempest Vizard. So I'm wearing, like, not great armor. Let's pretend I've got the 1+ like Grace Talisman as an example. On a very strong Grace-based build setup like this, O'Shelter's Phantom Flock will activate a lot longer, and it's very, very powerful. Vernal Pool is the passive that's specific to O'Shelter for the reason that it charges its abilities back almost instantaneously on a Spirit-based build as well. So if you max out Spirit and you take Gwilyn as an example, you're going to be in a very good spot. Very, very good spot. So you can use like Pricklies as like your Flyblades if you really want to. You can utilize a dagger to go invisible. You can heal yourself, which I tend to actually do so quite a bit. So even if I do say like a hybrid build as an example of a Spirit Grace build, I don't have the best of armor at all, but I can still utilize both of these quite effectively. It's not going to be super powerful in damage output until I completely boost into Spirit or Grace or Courage. So the higher you tune into your virtues, the better off you're going to be. If you have access to Pensiv's Cloak, I would absolutely say put on the Pensiv's Cloak because it is absolutely amazing. We have another ad break too. Yes, indeed. I might actually just take like a 3-minute break just to go get snacky snacks. I think that would be quite nice. And then we can just go through a bit of a shoulder and I can show you what your actual casters can actually do. They're very, very strong. Oh, no problem. Indeed. No problemo. Let me know when ads are complete. Shouldn't be long. I'm gonna grab a snacky snack. We love snacky snacks here. Okay. Cool. But yeah, I'll take a Spirit user build against the boss here as well. Right. I shall be back in uno momento. Oh no, you appreciate the info? No problem. That's why I do the lives. But also building a companion of information on the on the YouTube, basically. It's pretty much like more of stuff that like just people just don't talk about, or there's a big informational gap from what I can see. So I aim to fill that gap, basically, in that sense. So I am back with my liquefied goop. It's quite nice, actually. But essentially, what I would talk about in like spirit bases, or just any weapon, whatever you're trying to focus into, whether it's Tethrin, Siren, or shoulder to begin with, just focus in completely on like courage, on spirit, and grace. And 9 times out of 10, just generate that into your actual virtue prism. It gets a bit messy when it starts playing around with like hybrid builds, because I think people have this almost, I guess, inflection that they're going to be doing a lot of damage. That's not true. The higher you go into a virtue base, yes, the more power you're going to have. But your virtues basically generate all of the power that your weapons draw from. So your weapons have their own leveling damage output up to rank 30, and once they have achieved that, it's basically complete. So once you've got a weapon to rank 30, that's the weapon's damage, basically. But what the virtues do per point, basically, is the further away that you get from them, the less damage output your weapon's going to do, basically. So if I do, say, like a courage-based build on Gwillin, you can now see that my Gwillin is now 127 in the white text under the level of the weapon, because I've switched away from what it wants to work with, which is spirit. So when you're building, just keep in mind, what is your virtue setup looking at, and what is your weapon virtue requirement like? This weapon has no virtue requirement, so basically all the starter weapons in the game you can use with any sort of build setup, depending on, you know, what you're trying to build to. If you want more like tanky, health, courage, but you also want to maximize the duration of the ability of courage on the pact, whatever pact that is, it will be basically be the bread and butter throughout the entire roster of all the different packs. So certain packs just utilize the virtues in a very good way. Bromius works very well, I would probably say, with like a courage based setup, but also Song of Growth. Reason being is because Song of Growth, it just makes you tanky AF and you just can't die. Garen Rude utilizes courage, spirit, and grace effectively in all 3 different virtues. So I would highly recommend Garen Rude as your very first pickup outside of your base 3 packs that you can get. Orangor is sensational as well. She can also be a very good user of spirit and grace. Courage will give you a boost of like the Werewalker ability, but basically a spirit grace or like a spirit grace build would work really well on Orangor, but a full spirit casting build would also work very well on her. Ode Tempest you can certainly use as a caster build or spirit user, but a spirit grace build would probably be a little bit more effective because of atmosphere and the way that Astrosphere work together for the pact. So there's lots of different areas that all of the different packs can utilize the virtue systems and the hybrid systems, but rule of thumb, if you're trying to do more damage, just put your little pebble thingy like right to the top, basically, if you're a spirit user. Same thing with courage, and then same thing with grace. Once you start getting to hybrids, you're getting less armor, less damage, but you're getting more effective, what you can kind of use in, say, terms of a virtue requirement, basically, of a weapon. But none of the requirements are uber high. The only ones that are super high is the Marrow's Bane, which I believe is 21 courage, which is probably the highest in the game. I think secondary to that would be the I think the Purity Greatsword off the top of my head, which is like 19 or something like that. Yeah, Needle's Eye is 18, and then Purity is 17. So there you go. The Paragon Greatsword is unique to itself. It doesn't actually have any virtue requirements at all. The fact that it can scale evenly between all virtues and how you want to tune it with a joinery, you can most certainly use this as a spirit caster giant blade, basically, and you will be absolutely fine. So I'll show you how to use a spirit build in full. So C's title. Can I get a try at building your Envoy? I have a building you're in love with, Grace. Yeah, I mean, we can do that after. Yeah. You actually built Orangol first after the starter one. Orangol is still really good. Walked into a quest and managed to complete it somehow. That's funny. Orangol is a very good patch though. Very, very good. But on unaware enemies, your magic attacks are extremely strong. Very much so on spirit casters. If you can hit them like in the weak spot on the head, I kind of wish that we had slightly higher range with caster builds. Unfortunately, we don't. But we'll just wait for Lady Love to come up the stairs. Actually, we don't have to. We'll just go to her. But you can get like 1600 headshot damage outputs on an unaware enemy. But most of the time, your Shelter is going to be operating like pretty well, to be honest. You can stone enemies, you can charge shot, and you can shoot people in the head. It's very, very strong the way that this pact works. You don't need a whole bunch of healing stuff because you can just cast an Elder Bloom down and you can heal through their bullshit pretty quickly, even on this charm. So you can take all the flame damage that you want, and then you can basically stagger output with your third ability of the Phantom Flock, and it's very good. I don't know why Toshton isn't staggering though, but anyway. But there you go. You can most certainly punch someone in the head with magic damage, and you are completely fine. What do we need to do? Intercept? Of course. You're taking all my shit. Hey, hey, hey. See it, bud. Break those kneecaps. But yeah, Oshelda is very good. Very good. A lot of people tend to look at it and think, oh, I just have to be a spirit user. No, you don't. You can use it extremely effectively. I'll even show you the Greatsword, the Paragon with it, and the Everflame Ring. Specifically, it is built on Spirit, though, with a Joinery. So, Joineries just say to the Virtues, hey, you like Spirit, you've got lots of Spirit, my weapon can do a lot more damage now. That's basically what the Joineries do. So if you aren't using Joineries, do. They're very useful for telling the weapon to just do more damage, basically. Hello. Brian Stars. I really enjoy that pact. It's very fun. Oh yeah, I'll show you how effective the Oshelda passive is in a vernal pool in standing in water. You can cast as many pretty flowers as you want, and you will be absolutely fine. There's no one up here? Ah, well that's rude. How her 3 work? You mean Oshelda? It basically should stagger enemies. Unfortunately, we're just about to do a boss that doesn't stagger at all. He's a useless, annoying boss. But it's still fun to use the verbs on him anyway. But basically, the 3 will fill up that cream bar at the top, and generally, 9 times out of 10, it should stagger an enemy. Unfortunately, Malrog is unstaggerable. He's very annoying. But Oshelda's passive is very good. So you can sit here basically as a spirit user and take a lot of damage basically from him, which is useful. And just keep on casting the birdies at him. You can actually use this ramp a little bit to minimize his bollocks. He'll basically just try to jump up, and if you're having a hard time with him, just keep on running up and down a little bit and just get some free hits in. Which is quite nice. Yo, that's giving me 2 pull smites back. And that's what Flame Damage can do. So yeah, don't say that spirit users aren't powerful. They absolutely are. I think it's just learning how to use them properly. Because you can most certainly tank a lot of damage, no problem. It's just that they're not built to have a lot of health, and I think players get stuck in the idea of, oh, I have to play courage because it gives me the most health. That's true, but you've also got totems that supplement the Oshelda healing, which will give you healing on pull smites, and you can actually turn yourself invisible and heal at the same time. So But basically, like, Phantom Flock is just very useful to control or lock down an enemy who's a heavy unit. Excellent. I almost broke my ankles, but apparently I didn't. That was lovely. What do we got? Fail the mighty? Nope. Nope, and nope. Cool. I'll take a different build though. What do I want to play with though? I think I'm going to take Odiak, because I really like Odiak. It's exceptional. And the fact that it has a Voltaic at base damage is very good. Let's take the Sea Thorn. I think that would be quite nice. Yeah, I want to keep this on Spirit though. Yeah, I'll take this against the next one. No problem. Yeah. A heal and AoE CC totems? Yeah. Yeah, CC as in like the Bandicoot Blast totem. It's basically what everyone uses at the moment. It's just superior to everything, mostly because it's just busted as hell. And that's why you're getting all these bright flashes over everything in the game. Because if you have Bandicoot Blast on your weapon, it will basically just annihilate enemies, essentially, because it increases stagger output on enemies. So even on a bow, on like Blitzel, for example, you can also use Torrent additional to that, and then just boost out the smite application. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be like crapping out damage, no problem. So let's have a look at increased smite chance. Pull smites around the... let's have a look at... You know what? We're going to increase voltaic damage on smoked enemies. So that's pull smite, that's smite blast. Let's increase smite chance. Excellent. What have we got? Blitzel? So we need 12 grace. So we can literally do, say, like 40 points and we would be fine on this sort of build. It'll be fun. Give that over to Grace. So 11 courage. There we go. Okie dokie. So we can do a spirit wielding bow user, basically. May I suggest a build and you can decide if you want to replay it? Yeah, sure. Oh, look at that. And we got a 5-star beaver. These are really worth picking up too. If you get them, very worthwhile. 5 stars. They're not all that important anymore. But there you go. There's a grey or albino beaver. The rarest kind. Luckily, he's quite close to his home that he looks like he's building. Durgland. Precles, Pictrix rune, A slight leaning towards spirit. Interesting. Oh, I think you've mentioned that build in the past, yeah. That'd be viable for sure, especially with the armor output that you get with Song of Growth. Song of Growth is just great, honestly. It's very good. Doopy-doopy-doo. Hey, bud. Okay, we got mockeries galore here today. They all just want to be friends. Oh, these chicks are pretty dangerous too. The Ode. Rasmo, thank you for the follow. Enemies in Koga level 120 still hit you for 1 damage. I bet they do. I mean, we could probably take that against Bromius. Not Bromius. Nimrod. Actually, you know what? I'll take it against the Mendicant King. On that one. The armor coat. The armor coat's for the physical armor, I believe. I find it interesting, though, that you're running, like, more of a spirit-based build on that. Force Smite, where it's stacked and sit on your runes to be vulnerable durable. Oh, right. It just builds up your armor base on the amount of runes that you've, like, leveled out, basically. Hooray! Savage Patch Kids. We love them. But yeah, if you don't want to deal with, like, bollocksy little avocados or damage output, just stand in water. Most water is coded in the game at the moment. Most. Not all. But if you see that swirly imagery around your feet, basically you can just keep on casting Elder Bloom infinitely and instantly, which is quite nice. So if you like to make lots of pretty flower plants, you can. So the higher spirit that you have, the more magical plants of healing that you have, the less that you will die, basically. Headshots on bows. They can hit an extremely high amount of damage. Very much so. Oshelda is an extremely good pact. Very, very good. Turning enemies into stone, no problem. I will say, though, if you have a weapon that does damage to enemies nearby, like Sympathy Pain, it will break the actual bestowing of an enemy. And that can be annoying, especially when you just want to do a really powerful headshot and just kill something. If you see at least 300 or 400 damage, it doesn't seem like much, but it basically is a one-hit kill for most enemies that are like level 30-ish something plus as well. Physical armor, that's it. Servant wards, magic, that's one. Yeah. Oh, okay, right. Interesting. Yeah, Paragon setups can certainly work very effectively too. Like on Bromius, on that sort of setup, it would be very viable because you're basically just running your totem setup to basically just give you more armor the more rune charges you have. But I find people tend to sit on like rune charges quite a lot and they don't really use them all that much. So they're kind of sitting on armor for quite a long time. But I guess like in instance of say like Bromius as an example, I generally will just run like a grace-based setup on him, mostly just for the capacity of Song of Growth, in all honesty. Like that's a very viable setup for like using a Paragon basically. But if you want to run something like a bow wielder Bromius with grace, for sure, like I kind of just sit on this build just because I really like it, to be honest. But I don't mind like the armor coat. That would work extremely well. I would probably say I don't think I've actually ever used armor coat. I haven't at all. Yeah, I really wait. We have 2 armor coats? Huh? Increase physical armor by 2 per rune charge. By 3 per rune charge. Why? Oh, this one's for Flyblade specifically. Ooh. Okay. So that's per 9 per recharge. So let's have a look at this one. Oh no, that should activate the same. It doesn't. Oh my gosh. Okay. Armor code. You can go quite high with the Flyblade. That's interesting. Interesting. By 3. And that's only giving +3. Really? That That doesn't seem right. Why is it giving me less and I've got the same grace-based? Huh. But you're running different weapons anyway. Oh, that's right, it is 2. I forget about that sometimes. The buff associated noble nursing is quite good. So which one are you using? Totems, both spirit, double dredge, smiting. What's the the courage slot is armor. Hang on. My brain's working slow. That's a shitload of text. Ruby, Spoken Metal, Durglint Rune, and Precles. Pictrix Rune. I mean, it could pretty much be like any sort of shield, really. Like, Oran Umber is pretty good. Lightweight would probably work pretty well, considering the fact that you've got bleed damage on that too, on the Durglint. That would actually work pretty well. Spoken Metal, Durglint, Precles, Pensive, full set. Why are you running the Spirit, though? I'm curious about that. Yeah? I got the Moonsteel Like Wiki. Yeah. I like this one, the one that I've got on at the moment, a little bit better, just because it's got double bleed on there as well. But yeah, I got the Like Wake Moonsteel, Durcalic, and what was the other one? Aura Number. Yeah. I don't know how. I feel like I just picked up like a few of them and then it just kind of did what it did. Even in Raji, more rune charges, more smite chance. Indeed. Right, so you're just cycling your smite chance outputs to basically satiate. I mean, that'd work on your armor base too. Like, even if you're just like running a Precles would be good. But also, like, if you've got thrice spans with the Sympathy Pang, that's doing even, like, double the amount. So, of, like, rune theft. Armor theft, basically. Which would be great for Bugbear, which is awesome. I don't really use Canopy's Blessing all that much, though. But it could be useful. Been living on Pirate Island, trying to get my spot. Oh, you rapiers? Oh, true. You got all 3, Purity, Nasha and Baskers. What's Nasha? Nasha. Oh, you mean Narash? Precles for high smite chance. What's the highest? Is that 1 in 10? And this one's 2 in 20. Oh no, that's not 100. Yeah, okay, got you. Yeah, I mean, that'd be even more with the Selling Force. If that was doubled, you'd be pulling smites like ridiculously. Your Precles is really good though, as well. And that's a good spreader as well. I could definitely see how viable it would be. Alright. What is it? Bromius? Pensive set. So you're basically just doing a Paragon setup, essentially. Still to get your Grace Bow, Short Sword, Armor Coats. I don't really use a lot of the Armor Coats myself. I've got to like cut and paste your build, hey. Bear with me. I'm trying to that's just like a wall of text for me to like run through. Let me sticky note that. I like sticky notes. They work well. You're really bad at using roots? Unacceptable. No, not really. Are there spirit bows, Brian? Yeah, they are. Juniper bow is a grey spirit weapon. It's very good. 1 damage. Alright, let's have a look at which setup. Come on. Right. Sticky notes. There we go. Just so you guys can keep chatting and, like, I'm not going to keep losing what you put into chat. I just want to do this. Right. Can we add another one? Thank you. My gosh. Ah, come on. Do. Alright. You've got Deer and Siren packs to level. With Garen, I would probably just say punch everything in the face with courage to start. I'd probably switch to a different build after though, Brian. Sorry, everyone was talking in chat and I'm just getting back to your message now. Your Deer and Spirit pact. Siren is decent. I'd probably say with Siren though, it starts from back to front, basically. So if you're trying to level this particular pact, you're going to start with Glamour and work your way back to Pictrix. Once you've got Pictrix set up, to level it for the rest of the way, what I would do is probably just do maybe even like a half-half build, or even just a pure courage base, so at least you've got efficiency around Pictrix powder on how long it will last, and then you can just run around with like a big bong stick, whatever you choose, courage base-wise. And if you've got the Circade armor, you would have enough armor, basically, until you get, say, like the Mendicant King set, whatever you like to choose, basically, and you can still run around with, like, any sort of secondary weapon, whatever it is that you like. Basically, you'll have a relatively okay amount of health for a Spirit or Siren class, basically. It does kind of suck having to level the weapon, though. I mean, the pact, rather. But that's pretty much how I would be, like, running Siren in that sense. If you're using a bow, you would be absolutely fine. Something like Thistle with Enkindled, Maestro with Enkindled, these sorts of tempers with Calp and Rupture would be absolutely sensational. If you get something like this on a Maestro bow, I would absolutely just utilize this. I would definitely be putting like totems in and just maximizing them, and your rune bases too. That's generally what I would be looking at in the way that I would pathway to leveling Siren. It's just a bit of a weird one because you've got to work back to front with it. So it's Glamour, and then Trick of the Light, and then Pictrix. So that's what I would be doing after level 10. To be able to make it more effective, I would probably say you could do like a half-half build. Try to keep your spirit relatively low, because you could basically use Siren like Trick of the Light like a bomb. So basically what that will do is explode enemies, essentially. So a higher grace that you have for a bow, I would probably go around that route myself. You can get pricklies, essentially, just for your like secondary weapon or a dagger. If you have access to something like the Flit Smoke rune, if you've got someone who's like traded you one, or if you've gone through Kogo or something like that, this is a very, very good rune. But at the same token, if you have at least Ember Flame, or Ember Rot, sorry, I would definitely be utilizing that, because the flame damage output from your secondary weapons or your single short blades are very strong. So you can run around, go into Glamour mode. You could probably even get away with just doing a full Spirit build, Grace, sorry, and then just go into Backstab for extra experience bonuses. And then once you get to level 10, I would switch over to, say, like a Courage setup, and then you can just run around bonking people in the face, basically, with your Orst or your Brushed, or something along those lines. Whatever you like using, like courage base wise, that's pretty much what I would be doing to level up Siren. But Siren is quite a good pact, even in like a Paragon or like middle road setup. The Paragon setups are generally pretty good. The lower spirit you get, generally, it depends on how you want to build her, but basically the lower amount of spirit you have, if you went and did a full courage based build, you can still utilize Trick of the Light as a bomb for enemies, and then still go into, like, you know, invisibility mode for 2 seconds, sneak up behind someone and backstab them. I would not be leveling Shrouded at all. Shrouded is completely useless. Pickpocket is definitely very good. You can just sneak up behind enemies and steal stuff, but I would definitely be focusing these 3 nodes up the top for every single pack that you come across, mostly when you're leveling. You could diversify after. I find that more complex players like to min-max, etc. I like to keep it very simple for people, especially if you're asking like more learning based of what would you recommend. That's what I would recommend. Get these up to max level, 6 points per of your virtues, because these translate over to your actual virtue prism themselves. Virtue prisms are what basically fuel everything in the game. Your packs as well. So, but for Siren, that's pretty much how I'd be like ranking that. Your Garen Rude is pretty good, honestly. You can run pretty much anything that you want with Garen and you'll be pretty good. Just be mindful, I guess, of like the armor that you're running, but also just what you want to empower with your prism, basically. Garen Rude's Torment is very, very strong. You can most certainly use it as a fully based courage based build to start with, absolutely. As a spirit based build, it's very, very good too. Behest is very, very nice. Righteous is what basically boosts the efficiency of your Behest to last longer, do a lot more area effect to enemies, and then you can just follow up with your Stampede. On a Grace based setup, you can most certainly just switch over to Grace as well. You can cast this first, stun enemies essentially, and then just throw this at them and they will just die. He's very good at using magic, spirit, but also courage. So Garen is a very powerful pact. You can even utilize a headshot multiplier of Grace as well, just by pointing this at someone's head. If they're not effectively aware of you, it will basically kill them, basically. I don't really know about his other ability at the moment, Heal Heart. I don't think it's actually working properly. It's basically supposed to heal you, essentially. And then it just recharges your actual ability as well. So, but it's not actually doing that at the moment. But both of them are very good. So that's what I'd be going about with both of those two. Let's have a look. I still have more to go through. Using runes, Paragon, I'm basically meaning that I've got health and defense. Sun Growth is on cooldown, has a shorter cooldown because of the spirit. True, yes. Okay, we have that one. Is that purple? What purple means? It's what weapon specific? What do you mean by purple, Scrub? It's not getting the effect in the second slot. Indeed. Or 3 Purity, Nasharan Baskers. I use Preckless for the high smite. Been leveling on Pirate Island. Still need to go get a Grace Bow, Sword, Armor Coats. That makes such a big difference against the Ghost. I mean, a basic armor coat is 6 armor per 24 armor. Makes a big difference since the Ghosts do so much damage. They really do, and they can be painful. Very much so. What have we got here? I can pretty much just like do a Grace build on Garen Rude and just punch Nimrod in the face. Referring to the totem? Right. Okay. I think I've caught up now. I waffle on for a long time. I know I do. But I still want to take your... I'll probably put that build together as well. I've got that on notes anyway, so I can run with that one. But essentially, like, yeah, if an enemy is not really aware of your presence, your Torment can one-punch them in the head. If they're aware of you, it can still do quite fundamentally a pretty good amount of damage. But Nimrod, he's got a bit of a weird kind of, I guess, hitbox. And also the targeting is always going to target another enemy outside of like the main boss that you're actually looking at, which can be quite annoying unless you force aim, which is not even selectable really half the time. So it's not so much that you're not doing the right activation, it's more just the hitboxes on certain enemies are just in the most odd places. Pretty much the chin strap is what you want to aim for on Nimrod, basically. It's useful to do a bit more damage output to him. Absolutely. But basically Heal Heart is supposed to heal you, and it's percentile based damage output, which is still very strong. So you can take on someone out like Nimrod like pretty well with a grace-based build, and basically Garen Brood can strip his armor away, make him fall over, and you just punch him in the head, essentially, with Torment until he dies. So Garen Brood is exceptional at what it does. So there's definitely different ways that you can build him. A caster, if you want, as well. He's very good at that. Also very good at courage and grace, essentially. So you can certainly play around with your virtues in any sort of formation with your packs. But Garen Root is one of those ones that works exceptionally well with pretty much all three virtues, basically, as does Oshelda. Siren, yeah, it's questionable for me, personally. Duello is phenomenal. Bromius, also great. Very, very good. He could be pretty much like a Spirit, Grace, and Courage user as well. Effective for a Song of Growth. So if you're going through, say, like the Maestra Carmo quest at the moment, and you're finding her fights really difficult to get past, basically Bromius's passive of Barkbear is a chance to steal armor strength from targets on every attack. So if you wear Bromius in your Maestra Carmo's fight, basically you're giving yourself armor protection against her by attacking her, and that adds to your armor defenses. So even if you don't have great armor defense, Bromius doesn't care about that. Song of Growth is just basically what it wants to do, is basically just protect you from everything, essentially. But like Graves was mentioning too as well, we do have access to armor totems as well. So I don't generally use them, in all honesty. I don't really find the need to. But there's tools in the game to be used, and that's one of them. Where are we? Yeah, I've never used this particular one ever. Basically, I like using my packs, essentially. But basically, you can get armor upon unleashing runes, which is useful. And basically what Grace was talking about before is increasing your smite outputs. Basically, so every single time that you do attacks, you got smite chance happening. The Sulling Force will also give increased chance of smite. So every time that these proc, this basically will give me armor as well, which is going to basically make me immortal, especially if I'm running something like basically that build that he was talking about before too. You're not losing Stocky Lodge. Which one was it? Oh, it's the Courage armor code. I don't even know if I've got him. Do I not have that one? I don't think I've actually got that one. Are you sure? Unless I'm missing something? Courage armor code. Am I missing one? Ew. I hate going through these totems, to be honest. I get very small amount of patience with it. Armor code. There you go. So it's a spirit based. So that's not in courage then. I'm trying to decipher your... You've got a courage one. Is that on your... Yeah. That's not coming up. Unless it's for specific on... I don't see why it would be specific on Bog and Metal though. Yeah. Maybe I don't have that one, but that doesn't show up Not in courage. Hmm. Now I understand why you're running a spirit build. It's because it builds that up. It's not in courage though. It's the spirit totem. Yeah, but it's a spirit base. I'm just trying to understand your totems. The same on both spirit, double dredge, smarting stag, grace, servant ward, and courage armor code. So it looks like there was one that was needing to be swapped around. That's all. Servant ward. Ah, so using all armor totems, basically. Yeah, I can definitely see the viability on it. I miss the old variants of these, though. We used to be able to get the 181 cap. Just. And the courage one? Interesting. I mean, I haven't really caught totems for a very long time. I haven't really found the use for them. Yeah, I don't have that one. 679. Right. Maybe I just haven't picked that one up then. Because I don't even really know if this number is like actually viable, in all honesty. I don't think it is. Yeah, there's definitely no... what's it called? So Server Ward, Ardent Court. Okay. What else have we got? Let's get smitten. So Smarting Stag, Armor Coat, Severed. What's your... There's actually another one that's going to be slightly different though. Double Dredge. Is that for your healing? I don't even think this is a courage one either. Yeah, that's not going to run on mine unless I've got Smite Stag in the attack. Oh god, these totems take forever just to organize them to what you want. Double Dredge, there we go. Jesus Christ, that took forever. Alright, Servant Wood, Smiting Stag, Armor Coat, Double Dredge, Durglin. Done. Now to go through the painful process of doing it again. Alright. What do we want here? I don't want Duke Laura. I don't think... Which one was this one? Did I use Duke Laura? No. Double Dredge is the courage one too. No. I do not have that one. Spreading Sploot, Smarting Stag. What else we got? Double Dredge. And then what did you have in your courage? What did we change that to? Nice. You got 18? Dirt. What have we got? Severed Ward, Armored Code, Smiting Stag, Double Dredge. So I think we're pretty much running that. Double Dredge. I don't really need Double Dredge on this one though. Severed Ward, there we go. Armor Coat, there we go. Is that only 3? Right. I have a feeling. So Pictrix, so Smite. We shall put you here. Where's your armor code? So that one's our bonus one up there. Righto, so this one's the standard. That one's your bonus slot. Did you put G-Core in or no? Smite Stag. Alright. I feel like that'll probably be better in that slot anyway. So I don't necessarily... what else can I do? We could probably turn enemies into allies, really. That'd be kind of cool, though. Alright, there's that. And then you were doing what? 4 legs. I don't know why that took me so long. But, there we are. I'd probably even say... What was your thing? It was 20... 24, 20, and 19. 24, 19. 19, 19. And you're using the trio. 25, 19. That's very tweaky. So 24, 23, 15. I don't think the specifics of the Spirit, Courage, Grace will really matter all that much though, will they? It's Paragon still, but... What's the reasoning behind the number match that you're utilizing? I don't tweak this much. It's mostly because of how annoying the sound is of tweaking the prism into the Paragon, to be honest. Very annoying. I really wish that we could just rebalance this and it would just give us perfect split all the way through, so we didn't have to screw around so much with this little pebble thing. To be honest, that's a very specific number setup. Did we get the thing? Oh wait. Oh, I thought we were clicking for a second. Don't mind me. Let's have a look. Dermac Undercity. You know what? We'll just go straight down to Rainbreaker. But I have no doubt that anything can pretty much beat you, and you're fine with this anyway. I mean, Bromus is just good in a nutshell. No pun intended. But he's very good. And I've also noticed too, we picked up Orangol and she has not been showing up. I feel like I've been slightly gypped. Give me your armor, sir and madam. Our number. We get another one. Excellent. Excusez-moi. Oh, right. You're up there. I forget about these dudes up here now. Man, this game has changed a lot. Optimal amount of base armor from the Spirit with pensive, base armor with health and courage, and as much grace as I could with what was left over. Gotcha. Yeah. You definitely have to max out both runes, yeah. Well, lucky that we have a whole bunch of different smites that we have access to. Alright. Can I have your soul? Thanks. That's funny. 2 damage. 6 damage. I really miss one-shot Bromius. I really do. I really do. I guess you probably could replace one of these totems, though, with your Durglin rune reduction, just so you can maximize your output with your runes. I mean, it works, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, Bash style is pretty cool. I do love the Bog and Myrtle for the way that it looks like Captain America style. Especially with the enkindled temper on it. It's great. Hello. And yeah, Pictrix would just mop everything else up, which is nice. And I do like Pricklies. Very, very nice anyway. But yeah, the I guess the Paragon one doing extra damage output would also just proc smites even further, which is pretty crazy. I'm just gonna laser beam you to death. I love Durglin. It's one of my favorites, to be honest. It really is. I love ass stomping. It's very good. MS Bog and Myrtle. I am looking at Bog and Myrtle as my next Moonsteel, to be honest, too. I think with... I'm pretty sure you can get it, like, roughly level 20-25 from your dungeons. But yeah, I can definitely see why you like this one, Grace. Very tricky, and it's nice because you've got like a really good like combat flow to it as well. So you're not really not using stuff. That's actually decent, Blitzel. I can't wait for this temper system to come in. I really wish that Tubal-Caarni was learning all of our tempers at the moment instead of just neutralizing all of our weapons. Ooh, 5-star squirrel, which is magically mine. Max out runes, yeah. Oh, Scrub, you're talking about the old plus and minus options for the prism? Yeah, I mean, it was a bit of a thing, like, going through, like, what, a couple of different changes with them. From the plus and minus, it was actually showing the bonuses of the packs initially, and then that got stripped away, and then what did it get changed to? I think it was the Triquetra of Virtues. We got the lift system, I think. What was just after the original change with the prisms a while ago? But all in all, like, I think getting the freely tweaked back is nice, but yeah, I think just picking up that pebble and placing it down again, I really wish that, I don't know, it didn't make as much, like, clangy noise, but that's just me, really. Nom nom nom. Nom. So many smites. It's ridiculous. Bog and Metal currently, that's Renewed Slayer and Hunter's Relish. That would be exceptional on Tethering as well. Very good. Huh. Look, we got laser beams. But yeah, Bog and Metal is a very, very good weapon for the way that it operates. Ass stomp. I do enjoy Bromius though. As a pact, it's very good. Very good. He just protects you. Even as enkindled. Yeah, see, that's a really good setup too. Yeah, I think this one, I can't remember which Bog of Metal it was. But I do have one of them that's got the, yeah, enkindled, selling force, that's doubled, which is exceptional. This one does have the Hunter's Relish, which is great. And this one's got the Hunter's Relish and follow-up, which is decent. But most of them, they haven't been great. So this is probably my best one because of increased parrying window, enkindled, and selling force. Just those 3 tempers alone are pretty much worthwhile increasing this one. But the enkindled and the increased attack speed is decent enough, but this one still does slightly more damage by 2 points. Which I could mostly utilize, but extra 2 points, why not? Excellent, we got the Star Golem, and we just got an advertising break for Twitch side, so unfortunate, but true. Alright, bud. You want to come out and play, bud? I really wish that we got a little bit more anti-stagger with Bromius, though. Very much like the Mora's Hand. He staggers the crap out of us, too. Even if we have Song of Growth active, it's interesting to me. You'd think with that much armor base, you wouldn't actually stagger at all. You know what? Let's go play with the mages. I want to see what they do. Hurrah. Hello. Can I please have your armor? Apparently not. That's fine. I'll just try and laser beam you instead. No, I won't. He does absolutely no damage to us. That's hilarious. I mean, he's not going to anyway, just based on the fact that Bromius is just stupendously good. And you can muck around all of his bollocks too. Apparently, what? He can push us out of the stands? No way. Come on. Come back here. I want to melt you down. Oh god. Okay. I love playing this boss. It's quite good. Sometimes if you heat him, he will actually break, which is quite nice. Alright, what do we get from that? Hey bud. Frost Blessed, awesome. Eskers and water. Oh, we got the Clovenhosen. I love it. That was savage, but nice. Excellent. Alright, let's go see what these mages do. Yeah, it's 1 damage. Yeah, they have absolutely nothing. Wow. Yeah, I can tell. That's funny. But very cool though, like, yeah, you've got absolutely no reason to, like, even really use much other than just the passive and still have efficiency around using your weapons as well. Which is good, because I find that a lot of players do tend to utilize their weapons more so than packed abilities, so they kind of just sit on their runes, like, which I can understand to a degree is useful, but I still like using more runes, more output kind of thing. But with the amount of pull smite that you're generating with this as well, it's very, very good. No, yeah, it's definitely not built to, like, overdo on damage output. It's definitely to keep you alive. and that's a very effective build, even without using Song of Growth, if you don't have to. But then you've also got your efficiencies of like your potions as well. So yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's a very good support build. I'd probably even say too, you could probably send full smites over to other. You could use it as like a full support medic, basically. Like I think about like Lieutenant Morales, I think she's called in StarCraft. In Heroes of the Storm, she's basically like a healing medic chick or whatever. Like that's what this build makes me think of. But you could certainly put, I'm just trying to think of which totem it is. Which one's that? Physical armor. Yeah, so even if I replace that, for example, you can probably, I think I've got the smite chance here. Oh, which one is it? I think it was the Sprout Spring. But then there was healing that you could increase on top of that. So every time someone is like getting a pulse smite, they get healed as well. I'm just trying to think of which one it is. It wasn't Rivers Revive. I think it was the, yeah, you can do your buff virtue boosting as well, which is really, really good. Really good. Oh, so that's Pulse Smite. Yeah, I think it was the Double Dredge added with... Which one was it? Effects of Pulse Smite 1 and 2 chance of spreading to all allies. I think on this one, and then... Who was I doing it with? I can't remember. Where's the... Yeah, 200 life on Pulse Smite. I can't remember what we did, but it was basically... I was sending out Pulse Smites to the whole party, and they were benefiting from it, and it was just healing them. It was awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't work? I think they probably disengaged it at the moment because we were having a massive light show with that one. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah. I think that's kind of what was happening in co-op from memory. Yeah. I don't think it was doing like the Pulse Smite stuff for them. I think it was Rune Charge is what we were finding as well, yeah. Yeah. It's pretty interesting how the light shows have been operating, especially with the Smite stuff as well. Smites have been hilarious. Like they're crazy too. Like they're fun, but they're everywhere. I kind of got stepping away from a lot of the Smite stuff just because it was just blowing up the screen visually, and I just thought, alright, I've had my fun with it now. Time to play with other things. Excuse me, madam. Please, gallop my way. Maybe we'll get a Moonsteel Farrelwood. We'll see. She does get stuck on some of this stuff too, which is quite funny. Yep, there she goes. You good? Okay. Alright, well I guess you'll have to go down now. I love how there was a smite proc after all of that. You good, My Little Pony? Ah, he's dancing on air. There we go. We got a dancing on air, My Little Pony. That was awesome. Let's have a look. Dancing on air, My Little Pony. That was dope. That's awesome. What's this one? Excellent, excellent. There we go. Wunderbar. Do. I didn't want to use the smart stuff because some of it, spreading split is bugged. Yeah, they definitely are. Very much so. That's why I just thought, I'm kind of over like the big flashy, like it's fun for a time, but in co-op, it pushes your GPU, and I don't exactly want to splash out on a new GPU just yet. Not that the game's going to push my like setup to that degree, but you know, you never know. So I don't really want to take the risk at the moment. But I mean, look, for the most part, I think visually it's appealing for sure, but yeah, you're stacking smite upon stacks of smites, especially being a client to host. It's generally 9 times out of 10 the host. Basically, it's interesting how the host client dynamic works in game. It's as if the client gets benefit over everything but not the damage output. So they get 1 damage per hit, but they get every single hit as a smite, basically. And stagger output, which is crazy. So it's fun, but yeah, it overtakes the screen. Which at points it's fun, but then you just kind of get over it. Your smites are very good, but their stagger outputs are just broken. Very much so. Thank you. But yeah, I really like this. Like, I may actually go find some more totems. But I mean, I've got the serviceable ones where they need to be. So maybe there are some more courage totems I actually wasn't aware that I didn't have. I've stopped farming totems, to be honest. Just because there was a cap of, what, 1,000, I'm pretty sure? So I've probably got like a good segue of just capture every single animal and then just see what else I can pick up, basically. Ooh, that's a decent light wake. Oh, it's got the empowered smite too. That's dope. Nope. We don't need more worms. Excellent. We get the king. What a prime example of royalty underground. Hello, sir. Hey, I was trying to bow to you. I'm just trying to be nice. I love when he tries to teleport like that. You can actually break it. Excuse me? Nope, nope, and nope. Doop-a-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. It is very satisfying, I have to say. Like, this is really nice. Anti-stagger mode. See, that's what I don't understand Bromius doesn't have. Anti-stagger when he casts Song of Growth. Well, you can get that with Clash, and you can get that with the Ember, but you don't get it with Bromius. I find that very interesting choice. Even when you've got a shield stance up, that should give you a lot more stance break for enemies to get through. And even when you've got Song of Growth active, you've got not as much stability, essentially. I find that fascinating. Like, yeah. I feel like Song of Growth should give you armor, sure. But I also feel like I should give you a bit of anti-stagger as well. just considering you're a big ass bear, basically, with a whole bunch of armor, you should have a little bit more anti-stagger, I feel. That's what I think. Alright, let's go check out this chest. But yeah, Greys, I really like this. This is quite fun on the armor efficiency of the totems. I'll have to maybe have a look at looking into getting more totems, I think. I think I just stopped at 600 because I thought, yeah, is there any point? And if they're like uber rare, I'm not uber worried about not having them. And I do advise people capture every animal and then I just pick them up and run away. Although, mind you, a lot of them do get put into sieges, or while you're in battle, basically. You gotta go pick them up, and then you get the iframe get broken by enemies, and then you lose the totem anyway, so... I'm surprised that we don't have the iframes available to us. Oh, look at that. We have a wilting cordstone. I'm slowly building my cordstones. It's crazy. I really hope those Whisprigs from lilting get reduced down to 9. Just equally for quenching acid, especially at this level. I think everything else is working fine. It's just 20 Whisprigs just for this one cordstone is slightly beyond me. 15 knotwood, 12 quenching acid. I'm okay with that. What's the rhapsodics? 4 of the melodious, 20 knotwood, quenching acid. I mean, that's okay. I get the whole crafting scene. I think we all do if we played Warframe. But still, I still feel lilting cordstones are the bottleneck in this whole entire scenario with Whisprigs at the moment. What else was I crafting?
Fairly made.
See? Even Vetch needs Whisprigs. I really, honestly, would just like to see, hey, we have Whisprigs in this weapon. Can we dismantle it? Absolutely. If we break this one down, does it give us Whisprigs? No, it gives us scrap steel. I really feel like that could be issued to wooden weapons, because that does not look like a steel bow to me. It looks like a wooden bow. So I definitely feel like that could be something that could be looked at. Quick draw is better than... yeah, we'll get rid of this one. And this one. And both of those give you scrap steels as well. So I really feel like the bows dismantling should be Whisprigs. That's a wooden item. Anything with like a wooden element to it, Whisprigs. We could be garnering a lot of these weapons that we're collecting into material farm, essentially. Like, to me, it just makes sense to be able to do that. Because to see this at 4 Whisprigs is on me, because I was building a whole bunch of cordstones, but apparently there's some sort of cap on these. I don't know exactly what that would be, but apparently these also had caps on them. But I have 52 of these and 69 of Fail Lamprites. So, interesting. Yeah, Avex is like pretty much metal all the way through. But every other bow is like wooden, and there's plenty of weaponry that looks like they have wooden elements as well. So, you know, you've got like a wooden grip or, you know, a casing or sigil, something. But basically, I'm just suggesting a particular item could potentially be added into the dismantling pool and bias of these weapons being dismantled over just getting steel, iron, and brass in returns. Anything that's up to like 4-star plus on a weapon, I think, should potentially give you cordstones back. At least like a 50-50 chance, I think. It may sound a little bit crazy on that, but I don't think it would be. Because it would just give us enough, like, of the cordstones that we have. But with the lilting ones, at least equal return. At least a cordstone. I don't know. Maybe I'm being unrealistic with the economization of how the different transactional systems work with material base and time crafting, but it's still like early days too. So you didn't want to use a lot of smite stuff because some of it, like spreading split, is bugged. Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting, but anyway, I'm sure that we'll keep on seeing iterations of the, you know, different upgrades for materials and diversification of materials that we're receiving at the moment in game 2. So
It brings us a new
let's do that. I just want all the mushrooms in the Nethans. I think that would just make sense. Just put all the mushrooms in the Nethans. Maybe not like the Grin Tongue. Maybe keep them out, like, I don't know, in like the corrupted areas, which would make sense. But everything else, yeah, like put all the mushrooms in the Nethans. I think that'd be nice. All right, my friends, I think it's time. It's time for me to go eat. Very much so. Thank you very much, Gray. That was a really fun build on Bromius as well, so definitely viable. Oh no, we don't want to go to the gardens. Not today. Not today. Agari mushrooms? I mean, the Agari mushrooms have the bosses, and there's already, like, you know, Agari mushrooms in Nethans anyway. Yeah, no problem. That was really fun. Really, really cool. I'll keep playing around with it a bit more. But yeah, I'll see if I can go get some more of those other totems elsewhere as well. You'll stop being nitpicky? I highly doubt that you will be, Scrub. I think being nitpicky is fun. Yeah, like you've got Agari in Nethans anyway, but I'm just talking about base materials, essentially. And I think the Jaden drops, like just all of these, it just, to me, in my head, it just makes sense. Just put them all onto the Nethans. They're all mushroom types, and it would look really pretty and colorful. And then we can reintroduce the giant mushroom lord back into the game of something that we can fight as a big beast. I think that would be amazing. You doubt it too? What do you mean you doubt? No, I don't doubt it. It's good. For everyone on the YouTube side, thank you very much for joining as well. I tried multicasting today. It's actually been quite serviceable on both ends, so I'm really pleased that I did so. So yeah, I really hope that you guys have enjoyed the run as well. So it's been really, really nice. So I will probably share you guys on the Twitch side of things as well. Pleasure, Wolf. Great to see you as well. I'll raid you guys out on Twitch side, and for YouTube, unfortunately, I will see you guys next time though. But yeah, I'm going to continue doing the co-stream stuff now that it's a little bit more viable for me to do so. So, all right, Twitch, do we have anyone that you guys would like me to send you on to? I do have Xeon Protocol. I haven't actually seen them for a few days, but I'm happy to translate you guys over to them, or transfer, I should say. Transference, perhaps. Let's have a look. I mean, we could do Warframe if you want. But I mean, people join for different reasons though, right? And for the most part, I would assume it was probably for Soulframe. But what I'm going to do, actually, Brings True is doing the second dream tonight as well. No spoilers. But if you guys are happy, actually, I'm just going to make the decision. I'm going to send you guys to Brings True, because he is actually doing the quest at the moment, the second dream. It's one of the best as well. So, all right, I'm going to send you over and have fun with Brings True. I swear I've got like an unwritten agreement with him on sending him raids. But thank you very much for joining. I'll probably be up probably on tomorrow at some point. But until then, I will see you guys soon. And I hope you enjoy your time in the second dream with Brings True. I'll see you guys on the other side. Ciao for now.